Welcome to the official Multiverse of Movies epic pre-game show. It's game day, everybody. Game day, everyone. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Multiverse of Movies. I'm your host, Isaac, for today, and we have some big topics, some big news. Actually, right now, so I don't know if you guys know this, but typically in my videos, I like watch the live stream to make sure everything's good. So if anything goes wrong, you guys always let me know. So today's topic is going to be a major one. Because anytime we discuss the Snyder fandom, it either ends up with Snyder fans being mad at me or being happy with me. Because to be fair, I'm very indifferent in my views on the Snyder fandom. And I already see people in the chat. Let's actually get the comments in. Glenn Gordon says, "Let's go." What's up, Glenn? Welcome to the channel. I know he's been subscribed for quite some time, man. So thank you for being here. And then Rhea comes in the chat. Good morning, y'all. Good vibes. Thank you, Rhea. Shout out to Rhea. She's a great person, and go subscribe to her channel. But today's topic is a major one. It's a major one. You're probably wondering, what is it? Well, you're probably not wondering because you can already see the thumbnail and title, but let me pop it up right now. Is the Snyderverse dead now that the Flash rumors are coming out? But first, I want to talk about how these rumors even originated. Let me actually pull out the image. So I'm going to tell you guys how these rumors originated, and then, continue on from there, tell you what my views are, and then us in the comment section so we can debate, we can do whatever about the Flash. So the rumors started off when we got this image. Oh, not this one. This one right here. And let me actually take out the banner. So Grace Randolph put this up and put, "As I've told you, with update, the Flash, Batfleck's final appearance, old footage of Cavill used on TV, new Justice League formed, Supergirl is the new Superman, Keaton working with Black Canary, picks Batman as new Batman. This is the new DC. Let's be open-minded and give it a fair shot." Let's give it a fair shot. And so that's where it originated. And after that, we had somebody, I don't know what this guy's name is. I've heard that he's actually had insiders, and I've heard that he got some things right about No Way Home. I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. I'm not even going to pop up the tweet. But in his tweet, he said that he had a friend who watched a Flash movie and that supposedly they erased everything in the Snyderverse. And after that, yesterday, Grace also put this: "Ben Affleck doesn't want to come back. Henry Cavill ain't getting invited back for reasons I already told you countless times that are as much as Warner Brothers, or as much on him as Warner Brothers. You guys are hoping for something that is an impossibility. You guys got to move on." And that's what Grace Randolph said. Look, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm not a fan of Grace Randolph. Never have been. But there have been times where she's gotten things right. Very few times. No, I've always said this. When a YouTube scooper, because look, YouTube scoopers are never reliable, whether it's Doomcock, whether it's Andy Signor, whether it's Grace Randolph, they've never been 100% reliable. Let's get that out of the way. But you still got to take it with a grain of salt because sometimes they get things right. Like even Andy. I'm not a fan of Andy Signor, and yet he got the No Way Home scoop right. That Toby and Andrew were, in fact, returning as Spider-Man. Oh, I accidentally went on my voicemails. Sorry, guys. Crap. Sorry. Yeah, my phone's like right here. I see Glenn commented. Let me actually get into his comment in a bit. But I've always said, just be mindful of that just in case something happens. And so now it's caused a lot of rumors of, is the Flash going to reboot the Snyderverse? Is it going to erase the DCEU continuity that Snyder had planned? Whatever it is, on today's live stream, we're going to be discussing it. But first, I want to give you guys a quick message on this channel. First, let me read Glenn Gordon's comment. I have been very busy for the last 2 months of 2021. And man, it's understandable. Thank you for even being here, man. It always means so much to have you guys supporting the channel. And so I know I planned this stream at 12 p.m. And so I apologize to some people who were surprised when I went live right now. But let me first get some things out the way, and then we'll continue with the rest of the topic. So let me get something. Okay. So by the way, welcome everyone to the Multiverse of Movies show. My name is Isaac, and I'm the host of your Multiverse of Movies. And before we start off today's stream, I really want to ask you guys to make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and turn on the notification bells. That way you can be notified for future content here on the channel. My name is Isaac. I'm the host of your Multiverse of Movies. So thank you here. And Rhea also put something in the comment. Let me actually pin it right now. Let me pin message. Okay. So some of you guys aren't aware, but you can now become a channel member. Click on the link that Rhea put. By the way, thank you, Rhea. She's a great mod. So thank you for putting that there. But what was I saying? So let me first explain quickly what is the channel membership. Sorry if I'm messing up a lot right now. It's just I have so much on my plate. So you can click on that link. You can become a member today. It's only 99 cents a month, and it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. You become an associate producer of the channel. Essentially, you get a lot of perks. Like, for example, at the end of every one of my videos, I'll be giving you a shout out and including in my live streams. Now, right now, I'm not going to because, oh, by the way, Rhea is one of the members, so shout out to her. But right now, I was editing the image today and I forgot to send it to my email, so I put it on the screen. But yeah, if you want to join the membership program, it's only 99 cents a month. You get a shout out at the end of every one of my videos, including my live streams. You're going to be considered an associate producer, and I just put a sticker, which you can see Rhea has a Bully Maguire sticker right there. Let me put it, or it doesn't pop up here, but you can see if you're in the chat, you can see that there's a sticker of Bully Maguire. So shout out to her. And I'm also going to be, I actually have a video. If you go on the channel where it says subscribe, there's a button that says join. And there's actually an introduction video kind of explaining everything. And one of the things I want to do is giveaways, whether it's a Funko Pop, whether it's a movie, or whether it's merchandise. I have it there on the video. So yeah. So thank you, Rhea, for putting that on the screen. To be honest, I'm okay with the reboot. I would rather they not associate whatever they're doing with the masterpiece that Zack Snyder's Justice League is. And yeah, I'm in the same boat as Glinton. Zack Snyder's Justice League, you guys know, is my favorite movie of all time. I get made fun of it for a lot. A lot of movie fans don't take me serious when I say that. I mean, it's just my favorite movie of all time. And I'm fine. And I'm fine with them rebooting. And I'm actually going to explain why. But yeah, I kind of agree. I'm fine if they just do the reboot, but don't. I mean, if they reboot, that technically means they're disassociating themselves from Zack Snyder's Justice League universe. But let me pull up first a tweet. I want to pull up a tweet first. And you're about to see why I'm pulling up this tweet. Also, let me put the messages down. And then let me go to the home. Okay, so it's on the screen. Let me go to. Oh wait, I meant to put my profile. Oh wait. Huh. Okay, why am I not going to my profile? There we go. Finally. Oh, by the way, that's my Twitter. If you guys want to follow me, you guys go ahead and follow me. I'm very active on Twitter. I love going on Twitter, man. Twitter is fun. But I put up this tweet. That says something that should apply to me, fan. Now you're about to see why I'm bringing this up for today's stream, because I think it's important as Snyder fans and as movie fans to read this first. Okay, so I put something that should also apply to movie fandom, and let's read what it says. So this is something that came from a football coach. I don't know his name. You could probably find it, but this has always been a comment that's always, intrigued me. And it says, a coach who listens to the fans ends up sitting with them. They end up sitting with them. And it says, an old saying in the sports is that a coach or general manager who listens to the fans ends up sitting with them. Fans are important, but the coach or general manager has the best knowledge of the team and gets paid for that specialized knowledge. And that also, to me, that applies to movie fandom. Now, what this comment means is if all you're doing is listening to fans, now let me actually put up a close up of me. Fans, if all you're doing is listening to fans, you're not going to get anywhere. Because I see a lot of Snyder fans saying, but the fans say they want the Snyderverse restored. The fans want Zack Snyder. Okay, you're being a complete moron if you're saying, like, if you're making it seem that simple, I'm sorry, but that's not how you should do it. Okay? And that to me, this is why this comment applies. A coach who listens to the fans ends up sitting with them. And that what that means is they lose their job because obviously there's a reason why they're in that position in the first place. And this applies to movie producers. This applies to filmmakers. This applies to directors, actors. At the end of the day, if all you're doing is listening to the fans, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to end up losing your job and you're going to end up sitting in that theater without that job that you could have had. Because at the end of the day, you're paid to do a job. And I think as movie fans, we need to start understanding that. And the reason why I bring this up is because all I constantly see is a lot of Snyder fans saying, you know, oh, they're not listening to the fans. Warner Bros. Could be making all this money if all they do is listen to the fans. And then I'm asking myself, who are the fans? At the end of the day, you're being too vague when you use that term. And I constantly keep tweeting this. I've told Max this before, Max from Movie Madness Entertainment. I've told all my Snyder friends out there, all my Snyder fans here that subscribe to me on YouTube. I constantly keep telling them, but no one wants to listen. But at the end of the day, if you are a filmmaker, if you are a producer, and all you do is listen to the fans, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to lose that job, and it's going to be a complete brain effing, it's just not the way to go. And I'm about to explain why. So, by the way, Tony Robinson, what's up, Tony? Welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you here. And the reason why I say this is because there have been reports and rumors saying that The Flash is going to reboot DCU. And I constantly keep seeing a lot of people saying, how dare they betray the fans? And I'm asking myself, who are the fans? Who are the fans? Because we have to remind ourselves. Let's remind ourselves of the cold, hard facts. These are facts. The Snyderverse was not a billion-dollar juggernaut that everyone... Like, I feel like too many Snyder fans on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram, we're now rewriting the narrative. We're no longer actually looking at what happened in 2016. If you go back to 2016, the DCEU was so divisive that you could say there was more of a war between DC fans than there was between DC and Marvel fans. Because the DCEU, and look, I love Zack Snyder's Justice League. Man of Steel to me is a masterpiece, or not a masterpiece. I think it's really good. It's almost a masterpiece. Batman vs. Superman is a masterpiece to me. Zack Snyder's Justice League is literally my favorite movie of all time. But guess what? BVS did not make $1 billion in the box office. And before you say, oh, but it's only the second movie in the cinematic universe. No. That is a movie with the name Batman and Superman during a time where comic book movies are at their prime. 2016 was the year for comic book movies. Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, all of these comic book properties, they were at their prime. I mean, you could say 2019 is probably more for prime, but 2016 was that time too. And BVS, during a prime time, did not make $1 billion. I'm sorry, but you got to start questioning yourself. Remember, a lot of people hated the Snyder Vision. I'm tired of people here saying, but the fans love Snyder. No, I constantly go on Twitter, and all I see is a lot of people that didn't like Zack Snyder's DCU. Perfectly fine. We got to understand that all film is subjective. We're not all going to agree on the same thing. And I think that's something Snyder fans have to understand, that a lot of people just aren't fans of the DCU. I've met more people in my life who have told me they hate Snyder's DCU than they've said they like them. Or even like a lot of people, if you go and meet an average moviegoer, they'll tell you, oh, I didn't like BVS. I didn't like Man of Steel. And the financial success was not there. Everyone, if you go to these Snyder YouTube channels, they'll make it out to seem as if BVS and Man of Steel were these box office juggernauts. And I hate when everyone's like, oh, but Warner Brothers, you'll make more money if you restore the Snyderverse. The money is there. Go ahead, get the money, get your paper. And look, if that was true, they would have done that. But there's a reason why they're not, because these movies, while yes, they've made more money than the current DCEU, you gotta understand that those movies thrived on the fact that they had Batman, who is the most financially successful fictional character of all time, and Superman, one of the most iconic characters in fiction history for like over 100 years. I don't think you'll meet anyone in this world who doesn't know Superman, and yet they weren't able to cross the $1 billion mark. And look, crossing the $1 billion mark ain't easy, but I'm sorry, if a movie like Captain Marvel can thrive and make $1 billion in the box office, if two Fast and Furious, not one, but two, and maybe three, I don't remember, but if two Fast and Furious movies can make $1 billion in the box office, how come a movie with Batman and Superman doesn't make $1 billion in the box office? That is not good, and you cannot blame Warner Bros. Because Warner Bros. Is looking at that and thinking, should we even continue? These movies aren't making the money that we were promised. And let me read. I agree. Sometimes listening to fans doesn't make your product better, and that is true. Look, sometimes you are going to have to listen to the fans. You're going to have to listen to the fans. But the problem with the Snyder fandom is they don't seem to understand what is the fans, because fans is too vague of a term. When you say fans, it's not one group of people, because fans are different. When you say Warner Bros. Doesn't listen to the fans, that is an ignorant statement, because there are also fans who hated the Snyderverse. And they weren't juggernauts in the box office. Did they flop? No, but they weren't juggernauts that they expected it to be. And I see, if you go on Snyder YouTube channels, you'll constantly see these false narratives claiming as if these movies were juggernaut at the box office. They weren't. It's simple. They weren't. And also, I put a poll that says, do you want the Snyderverse restored? 11 votes. 73% of you guys say yes. I personally would love the Snyderverse to be restored, but I also understand if Warner Bros. Doesn't want to. Now, the Flash movie itself. Let's talk about the Flash movie. If I can put up the image right here. Let's talk about the Flash movie itself. A lot of rumors, a lot of reports came out saying that the Flash will be erasing the DCU. And look, I'm not surprised. I think we've been speaking about this since like 2019. I remember hearing conversations between people saying that the Flash movie is going to be the movie that reboots the DCEU, that the Snyderverse is no longer going to be part of continuity. And I'm even going to pull up the tweet right now. Oh, it's not that one. It's, again, as I've told you, update. The Flash, Batfleck's final appearance, old footage of Cavill used on TV. New Justice League is formed. Supergirl is new Superman. Keaton working with Black Canary. Picks Batgirl as new Batman. This is new DC. Let's be open-minded and give it a fair shot. And that is true. Because I already see, like, even my friend Max from Movie Madness Entertainment, and I love him, but he's been a complete moron these last couple of months. I remember I even said it on the stream. I said, I think anyone who boycotts the Flash movie is a complete idiot. I'm fine if you don't go to a movie. I'm fine if you're like, hey, look, this movie doesn't look interesting. But if you're solely not going and you're genuinely trying to get people not to go just because you can't see the understanding that the Snyderverse was not the juggernaut that everyone thinks it was, then I'm sorry, but that was completely idiotic. And I don't think the hashtag boycott Flash is going to do anything. And I always see people bring up that Snyder's movie, Birds of Prey was a flop. James Gunn's Suicide Squad was a flop, and Shazam didn't do that very well. Let me first address them. Now, Birds of Prey, even though I really, really like Birds of Prey, I know a lot of people call me crazy for liking, even though I like Birds of Prey, that movie did flop. So that one, I'm not even going to debate. The Birds of Prey did flop. Shazam did not flop. Did it make giant amount of money? No, but it made good enough for a character who's not very known. A lot of people don't know who Shazam is. Suicide Squad, that's a different story. James Gunn's Suicide Squad was put during a pandemic. A lot of theaters are closed and still are. And Variety even made this article saying that 40% of average moviegoers are not going to the movies. 40% of average moviegoers are not going to the movies. And not only that, but HBO Max ruined it because putting movies on streaming and theatrically, they're killing the movie business. They are. Sure, it benefits us who we don't have to pay to go to the theaters anymore. Sure, it benefits us, but to the movies, these are not benefiting. And that's why the Suicide Squad flopped. The Suicide Squad flopped because of HBO Max and the pandemic. Not only that, but and I hate when people say, "Oh, but didn't they make their money back on HBO Max?" Remember, here's the reason why streaming does kill movies: pirating. It's much easier to pirate in your home with your TV than it is to go to the movie theaters and pirate. It is, and it makes pirating much more accessible. And not only that, but let's say you have like 20 friends, and you have one HBO Max account. You invite all your friends and you watch a movie. Guess what? Instead of every individual paying for the tickets, instead it's just one streaming service that's $14 for that month, and everyone else gets to watch it practically for free. And then let me read Tony Robinson's comment. I just want DC to be good so there can be some competition. And look, I think DC is doing great. To me, DCEU, and Wonder Woman 84, I forgot to say. Wonder Woman 84 had the same thing Suicide Squad had, pirating, HBO Max streaming. And let's also not forget that Aquaman made $1 billion. So before anyone says, the BVS didn't have to make $1 billion because it's only the second movie in the DCU. Excuse me. Instead of saying that, look at Aquaman, make $1 billion. How is that movie that came out only like a little over a year after BVS? How did that movie, or 2 years? I mean, it was like 2 years, I think. How did that movie make $1 billion during a time where DC was at the rock bottom? Because 2018, before December of 2018, let's remind ourselves, 2018 was a tough year for being a DC fan. There were no movies coming out. Marvel released Infinity War, and we were just embarrassed from Justice League 2017. Wonder Woman was really the only glimmer of hope. And 2018 was a rough year for DC fans. It was. Let's admit that. Also, let me put the camera a little down. 2018 was the worst year to be a DC fan. Now movies are coming out. We were being laughed at by Marvel fans I'm a Marvel fan too, but I'll admit I do have a little more bias and love towards DC. But even with that being said, it's still crazy that Aquaman came in and made $1 billion. So before you say BVS never would have made $1 billion, it would have if people liked it more. And look, this isn't a critique on Snyder. Snyder has nothing to do with it. This is a Warner Brothers issue. And Warner Bros., they look at what happened and they realize, hey, look, these movies aren't doing that well. Now, do I think they're going to be doing better now without Zack Snyder's work? I don't know. We'll have to wait till Flash comes out. We'll have to wait until future movies come out. We're going to have to wait. That's the simple answer I can give you. We're going to have to wait and see. Because right now, we don't have a clear answer. And the problem here is that a lot of Snyder fans aren't opening their eyes. They're not actually paying attention to what's going on. It's kind of like they're blinded and they're trying to drive a narrative saying it's for the fans. And I even had people mad at me when I made that video defending Grace Randolph, because all Grace Randolph said, and let me even pop up the image. All Grace Randolph said is Ben Affleck doesn't want to come back. Henry Cavill ain't getting invited back for reasons I've already told you countless times that are as much on him as Warner Brothers. You guys are hoping for something that's an impossibility. You guys got to move on. And look, I'm not a Grace Randolph fan. I don't like Grace Randolph. Not a big fan of her. I don't even like following YouTube scoopers. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like YouTube scoopers. But all Grace said is she believes that the Snyderverse isn't going to be restored. And a lot of people, including Max, who I'm sorry, but Max has just been embarrassing these last couple of months, because I'm not going to lie, I love Max and he's a good friend of mine, but all he does is make hate video after reaction video, hate reaction. He's doing what Geeks and Gamers is doing. I mean, without the sexism and racism and all that, obviously. I mean, Max is none of those. That's what Geeks and Gamers is, but he's doing reaction videos that Geeks and Gamers do. The only difference is he's doing them about the Snyderverse. Then when he made that video saying Grace betrayed the Snyder fandom, what? She betrayed them. And let's pop up the comment again. She said, you guys are hoping for something that's impossible. You guys just move on. And she wasn't saying you guys are idiots for wanting the Snyderverse. She wasn't saying that. She was like, hey, look, I personally think it's an impossibility, and I believe you guys should move on. She wasn't like, you guys have to. You guys need to, because if you don't, you're crazy. Because something Snyder fans aren't listening is this is almost an impossibility. It almost is. It really is getting to that point. And I know everyone keeps using the excuse, oh, but releasing the Snyder Cut was seen as an impossibility. Well, there's a difference. The Snyder Cut was a filmed movie that had some VFX done already. And that movie, all it needed to do was finish its VFX. That's what it needed to do. And then they got some extra scenes. That's all Snyder Cut had to do. The Snyderverse was, which is Justice League Part 2, Part 3, the Ben Affleck Batman movie, the Ayer Cut. The Ayer Cut could honestly, releasing the Ayer Cut's the easiest thing to do right now, but everything else, the movies are not easy to make. Movies take about 2 years of time to make. They take around 2 years of time to make. They aren't easy to do. They're not simple to do. They take time. It takes a ton of money, especially because Gal Gadot right now costs more than she ever has been. Jason Momoa costs a lot more, especially with that $1 billion Aquaman movie. Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, they're not small actors. These are big time action heroes. And so this ain't going to be cheap. And I've seen a lot of people say, why don't they just put it on HBO Max and then let the rest of the DCEU go in theaters? That's financially terrible. That's financial. Also, let me first read Tyran's comment. Tyran the Hollywood Geek says, hey, Isaac, I made it. What's up, bro? What's up, Tyran, man? Welcome to the channel. And this man just reached 200 subscribers. Help him reach 300. Go subscribe to his channel. It's right there. You can read his name right here. All right, here, Tyran the Hollywood Geek. So if you want, he does trailer reactions. He does movie reviews. He likes talking movies. So if you're a big movie, most of you guys are movie fans from what I'm assuming. So go subscribe to him, man, and help him reach 300 subscribers. But yeah, what was I saying? If the Snyderverse, like a lot of people are saying, oh, why don't they just do it on HBO Max? They make it sound like it's so simple. If you let's say they do make Justice League Part 2 and Part 3, fully VFX, fully done, getting the actors back and making it seem like Zack Snyder's Justice League, if they were to do that, that would be the biggest financial failure in movie history, because these movies do not make anything on streaming. Like, a lot of people right now are ignorant on streaming. Streaming does not make nearly as much money as theatrical. Theatrical is the only way to go, and Spider-Man No Way Home proved that. Spider-Man No Way Home, if it was on Disney Plus, would not have made $1 billion in the box office. Let's get that very clear right now. Let's get that out of the way very clear right now. It would not have made $1 billion in the box office if it was on Disney Plus. And if Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 gets released on HBO Max, I'm sorry, but that's going to be a financial failure. It's going to be worse than Justice League 2017, a financial failure, a flop. Right? And I don't care how popular these movies are. And yes, there's a lot of fan demand. But again, that's not going to make money when it's solely on HBO Max. It is going to make money, but nowhere near as theatrical. And before you say Zack Snyder's Justice League did make money on HBO Max, that's because that movie was already fully finished, or they already filmed the movie. They had some of the VFX done. So Snyder Cut was a much simpler thing to do than restoring the Snyderverse. So before anyone brings up, oh, why don't they just put it on HBO Max? It's not that easy, pal. Trust me. And to see Snyder fans right now, sorry guys, I was sorry, I had to read a comment, but to see, because I've actually been called a traitor of the Snyder fandom, just because I said that the Snyderverse being restored is a difficult thing. But the main thing that pisses me off of the fandom is we don't actually truly know what, because, I think John Campion was the one who said that. John Campion once said, fans don't know what fans want. And I hate when Suicide Squad was coming out, a lot of people kept telling James Gunn, nobody asked for this Suicide Squad, or nobody asked for this, nobody asked for that. Or when anything new comes out, or anything new in the DCEU comes out, like Blue Beetle, the Zatanna show, I think they're making, Batgirl, all those, I always see comments saying, nobody asked for it, nobody wanted it, nobody demanded it. Every movie in history was not asked for. Godfather Part 1, Godfather Part 2, Scarface, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Back to the Future, Matrix. These movies were never asked for. They were never asked for. Rarely do you ever get movies that get asked for, that get made. So before you use that stupid excuse of, but the fans want the Snyderverse, the fans demand it, and the fans are your consumers. Yes, fans are consumers, but fans don't know what fans want. And if you're being that blind that you're planning on boycotting the Flash film because your movies are not being made, just understand that there's a reason why. Like, I hate how everyone's like, why Warner Bros. Is stupid because they're not taking the money, haha. And I'm like, wait, well, hold up. There's a reason why they're moving on, because this movie, the Snyderverse was not doing financially that well. It was doing well, but it wasn't doing the juggernaut numbers that it should have done. And then Aquaman comes out and makes $1 billion. And it does annoy me to see stuff like that. Now, let me read some comments. Sorry if I'm ranting a lot. I've gone 30 minutes of full-on ranting. Sorry, it's just that the Snyderverse fandom has gone me exhausted. It really has. And I know I keep having to mention it because that's what my channel was mainly born from, that the Snyder fandom supported my channel. And I feel like now it is my job to call out toxicity, call out the bad, because right now, the thing that is holding back the Snyder fandom is Snyder fans themselves. That's what it is. But yeah. I already read that comment. Honestly, I want the Snyderverse restored. Wait, let me drink some water. Okay. Honestly, I want the Snyderverse restored. I mean, the Snyderverse to continue, but I do respect Snyder's decision to move on. Ben Affleck is done. And like you said, movie fake a lot of time, money, and I think you meant to say take a lot of time and money to make. And yeah, it's true. And also, just support Zack Snyder outside of the DCU. I'm pretty sure he wants to move on too. I mean, I'm pretty sure if he was called up, let's say Warner Brothers or Discovery calls him and says, hey, we want to restore the Snyderverse, pretty sure in an instant he would come in. But let's go support his other films. You know, I wasn't a big fan of, what was that movie? What was that recent one? What was the Army of the Dead? Was it called Army of the Dead? Crap, I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't Army of the Dead. Was it Army of the Dead? I don't remember, but I didn't really like that movie that much. But you know, I still liked it somewhat, but still. Spider-Man No Way Home, if it was on Disney Plus, regardless of the character being popular, it would not have made any money. It would have, but just very little. Like Black Widow could have made a lot of money if it had gone just solo theatrically. Same thing with the Suicide Squad. Same thing with Matrix. Actually, Matrix Resurrection, I think it still would have flopped, but there's been a lot of movies that would have done better if they were solely theatrical, because Shang-Chi, Eternal, I mean, I don't remember what the Eternals box office was, but Spider-Man No Way Home, all these movies have proved that theatrical is the only way to go. And I'm glad that this year we're having less and less. Like, I'm pretty sure we're no longer getting the HBO Max theatrical day or something like that. Something like that. But yeah. But yeah, it wouldn't have made the money. It wouldn't. And some people make it seem simple that Justice League Part 2 could just come out streaming only and do very well. The only way that would be financially possible is if they took a major pay cut. And by major pay cut, I mean less money on VFX, less money on actors, less money on the work. And it would be you would practically have to cut the budget in half, because streaming is not going to make you the money, especially for a comic book movie, a movie that requires a lot of VFX, a movie that requires a lot of CGI. And the only way it would have done well is if these movies took a major pay cut. And I don't see that happening. And I'm pretty sure even if they did, a lot of Snyder fans would be mad at how poorly it looks. It would look like a streaming exclusive movie. Yeah. But anyways, Morning Tyrant. John Campbell was right when he said fans don't know what they want. Very true statement. And it's true. Fans don't know what they want until it's there. It's true. King Richard is to me, it's a top 5 best movie of the year. I put it on my ranking. I'm not sure how many of you guys saw my top 10 favorite movies of the year, but King Richard to me is a top 5 movie, but nobody asked for it. Movie fans weren't demanding King Richard, yet it came out. And a lot of people love it. And I love King Richard. To me, it's a top 5 best movie of the year. And to me, Will Smith deserves to at least be nominated for an Oscar as best actor for that film. And fans truly don't know what they want. And let me bring this up again. A coach who, and I put this on my Twitter, a coach who listens to the fans ends up sitting with them. An old saying in sports that is a coach or a general manager who listens to the fans ends up sitting with them. Fans are important, but the coach or general manager has the best knowledge of the team and gets paid for that specialized knowledge. And that applies to filmmakers. There's a reason why they're in these positions. There's a reason why the producers, there's a reason why they're actors, filmmakers, and all that. There's a reason why they're there, and there's a reason why we're just fans. That doesn't mean we're lesser than them. It just means that they're paid professionals whose entire career revolves around that. And I hate when people say, oh, but Warner Bros. Should listen to the fans because we're the consumers. I'm sorry, but if you go by that logic, movie franchises would not be where they are now. I'm sorry. They wouldn't. They would not. I'm sorry. And again, fans don't know what they want until it's there. It's the truth. Stop saying, but the fans didn't ask for this. No movie in history has ever been asked for, besides maybe Zack Snyder's Justice League, and besides maybe Spider-Man Homecoming, because a lot of people wanted to see Spider-Man in the MCU. But fans have never asked. Pulp Fiction, Scarface, Godfather, Matrix, Terminator, these movies were not asked for, yet they're there in cinema history. Man of Steel, let me use a good example. Man of Steel was not asked for. Nobody was demanding a new Superman reboot. No, Zack Snyder came in, or Warner Bros. Brought in Zack Snyder. They're like, hey, we want you to make a Superman movie. History happened, and there is Man of Steel. Nobody asked for it. And I hate the logic of, oh, you gotta ask for it in order for it to happen. It's silly. But I'm sorry, but if fan entitlement is the biggest issue in movie fandom, and this applies to Star Wars fandom. Oh, by the way, what's up, Ambassador? I see your comment. I'm about to get into your comment a bit, but let me finish this. But fan entitlement has affected Marvel, it's affected DC, it's affected Star Wars, it's affected every movie fandom, and not just movie fandom, it's also affected music fans, it's also affected, fans of anything, really. And fan entitlement is an issue. It really is an issue because fans come out as entitled just because, oh, but we're the consumers. You should listen to us because we like having power. We like being able to control things. And I get it. People who are asking for the Snyderverse are doing this out of love. They're doing this out of the thing they love, because I'm doing it too. And I'm still going to use the hashtag restore the Snyderverse. But guess what? Fan entitlement is the biggest issue because us fans, we're not looking at the financial. It's easy for us to say, oh, just restore the Snyderverse, you make money. Guess what? They're probably going to be losing money because these movies just weren't doing the box office business that they wanted to in the first place. And it frustrates me. I'm sorry, but if you constantly say, oh, just make it, it's pretty easy. No, making a movie takes up to like 2 to 3 years to make. These are not easy projects. You got to hire your directors. You would know Zack Snyder would be directing. You got to hire the actors. You got to now do contract negotiations with each and every talent. Not only that, but the behind the scenes where hundreds, maybe thousands of people work behind the scenes, whether it's the editing room, whether it's the film production, whether you're the cameraman, whether it's cinematography, whether it's all of that. That is all difficult to do. That costs money. And you got to think, is it financially stable if I do this in order just to satisfy a couple of fans? Because again, let's remind ourselves, the Snyderverse fandom isn't the only fandom in DC, because there's a reason why Justice League 2017 didn't do well. There's a reason why BVS didn't make $1 billion. There's a reason why Man of Steel only made $500 million in the box office. There's a reason why because people just weren't that interested. And yes, there's a section of the fandom that loves the Snyderverse. That is true. That is undoubtedly the truth. But there's also a massive section of fans who didn't like these movies, and we gotta start acknowledging them. Let's stop being selfish and understand there's a reason why these studios don't want to make these movies. Sure, we were popular on Twitter. Sure, we were trending on Twitter. Sure, Release the Snyder Cut was popular on Twitter. But guess what? Twitter doesn't translate to box office success. It doesn't. Sure, it did well on HBO Max. But BVS, again, the history is there. Let's stop ignoring the history. Man of Steel and BVS did not make the money they intended it for, or they wanted it to be. They wanted $1 billion hits. Guess what? They didn't do that, and Warner Bros. Saw that as a problem. And I'm not telling you move on. What I'm telling you is look at the bigger picture. Look at why Warner Bros. Would do. Because at the end, and I hate when people say, oh, well, studios only care about the money. Of course they do. Because it's a business. When you run a business, your main attraction is to make as much money as possible. If I run a bakery, let's say I own a bakery shop, my main thing is I want to sell as much cake, cookies, whatever that it's at the bakery. You want to sell as much of that as possible, so that way you make a profit. You're not just going to do it out of love. And sure, maybe you're a baker and you've always loved baking, and maybe you're going to love doing it. But at the end of the day, it's still a job. And, part of having a job is you got to worry about the money you're making. Nobody goes to work just to have fun. I mean, some of you guys probably have jobs you guys love, and that's awesome. But at the end of the day, even if it's a job you love or a job you hate, at the end of the day, your main target, your main goal is to make money, because you got to put food on the table. And again, Warner Bros. There's a lot of people in Warner Bros. Who are parents, their grandparents, their uncles, or whatever, and they want to put food on the table for their kids or their families and for themselves, because money is the way to live. And I'm sorry, but if you're mad that studios only care about money, I'm sorry, then you don't know what business is. In business, you're there for the money. And if you're someone who's a producer, that is your career. That is your livelihood. Because if you mess up once, then guess what? That probably messes up your entire future in filmmaking, your entire future in money, in the business that you worked so hard just to get into. And it's like people don't understand. And I hate when people are like, but you guys got to do it for the fans. Well, if doing for the fans is financially stable, then sure, they should do it. But BVS and Man of Steel weren't showing that. Because again, BVS should have made a movie late. Okay, let's ignore the movie itself. If right now they announced a movie called Batman versus Superman, that easily in its sleeve should have made $1 billion, but it didn't, because a lot of people hated it. And that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to tell you is just look at it. Stop making it so vague. Stop using the term "the fans demand it," because that's not it. Also, let me read the comments, because I'm probably missing on comments. Hey Ray, I see you grinding on your channel. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, Ray's awesome, man. Y'all go subscribe to her. She does like video game. She does like live streams while gaming. So if you're a big gamer, go subscribe to her. She does Pokemon gaming specifically. So y'all go support her. Army of Darkness, I think. Yeah, Army of the Dead. There we go. That's the movie I was thinking. Okay, so I was almost right. Okay, finally I got into Ambassadors Coming. I say this as a Marvel fan. I'll never mock DC fans ever. I do disavow any Marvel fans who mock DC fans. Yes, that is toxic behavior, and I will not support it. And yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm both a Marvel and DC fan. I believe mocking other people for liking something or being a fan of something is the most pathetic loser thing anyone can do. When you try to take away the joy of somebody's love, whether it's something you hate, I'm sorry, but you're a loser. You're pathetic scum if you do that. And I've seen people make fun of other people. Like yesterday, I think, what was it? No, it was like a couple months ago. I put in the live chat, I said Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. And, I said that. And I had this one idiot telling me, oh, that you're a loser. I mean, you don't, then that means you haven't seen that many movies. Your opinion doesn't matter. Haha, if you really think that's your favorite movie, then you should really give up or something. It was like a lot of mean things. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you so mad that I like something? Look, if you don't like Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm always cool with you. Again, the channel's label, it says it right here. It's a channel for all movie fans. Whether you love Zack Snyder, whether you love Matrix, whether you love or hate whatever it is, at the end of the day, we're here to conversate. But when you're mocking somebody for liking something, or if you're attacking somebody just because they like something, I'm sorry, but that is pathetic. That's loser territory right there. If you do that, that's embarrassing to me. And anyone who mocks other fans, like I remember one time I was on a DC group chat and I said I love the MCU, and a lot of these DC people don't like the MCU, and they said, oh, you only like kiddie movies, you only like child movies, and I'm like, what? Oh, okay, I guess I only like child movies. I don't know, it was crazy, but it's like it's crazy to see that happen. It is really crazy. Thanks, Tyran. You're thinking Army of Thieves. Wasn't that a new movie that Zack Snyder? Man, I haven't been keeping up much because I didn't really like Army of the Dead that much. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Like, it wasn't all that good to me. But yeah, my friend on Instagram told me that people who are toxic Snyder fans don't know how movies work. That is true. A lot of the toxicity in the Snyder fandom is people who are like, how is Warner Bros. Not listening to the fans? How is Warner Brothers not doing this? It makes you money. No, it doesn't. They already have examples. BVS, Man of Steel. And I hate when people bring up the comparison that the DC, because this is true. This is fact what I'm about to say. The first few movies of the DCU made more money than the first few movies of the MCU. That is true. But it's also a big reminder that DC had the advantage of having very well-known characters like Batman and Superman, because remember Iron Man before 2008 wasn't popular. Nobody really knew him besides like comic book fans. Thor wasn't all that popular. Captain America, he was somewhat popular, but he wasn't beloved. Uh, and Hulk, he was popular. So Hulk is not the Hulk movie is not an excuse, or the Hulk movie is an excuse. But what was I saying? Uh, what was I even saying? I can't remember. I always do this. I'll always lose my train of thought. But it is true. A lot of toxic Snyder fans don't know how movies work. And look, it's still a possibility. I think there's still a 2% chance that the Snyderverse gets restored. I'll still always use the hashtag restore the Snyderverse. But a lot of people need to stop looking at this in a too vague of a way. Let's start actually waking up and looking at both sides. And that's the problem with a lot of the Snyderverse fandom. And I don't care if I lose subscribers. I don't care if a lot of people start unsubscribing and unsupporting me. At the end of the day, my job here on YouTube is to give you my views and my opinions. And it's also my job to call out toxicity. And that's something a lot of the Snyder fandom on YouTube doesn't do. A lot of let's admit this right now. And I'm calling out almost every Snyder YouTuber right now. A lot of you guys just are so ignorant to the toxicity. You say you call it out, but you never actually do. And that is a major problem that I also have. But let me read the next comment. I agree with you, King Richard, because that movie was very good, especially Will Smith. Yeah, man, I love King Richard. And to me, Will Smith deserves to at least be nominated for an Oscar for that performance. It's not his best performance, but it was such an amazing performance. And I love King Richard. It's such a powerful movie. And I didn't even know much about what were the tennis players. I think it was Serena Williams. I'm not even a tennis fan, so I didn't even know much about their story. I love that movie. Someone else directed Army of the Thieves was Zach. Yeah, there we go. I think I said something like that. I didn't watch Army of the Thieves because it didn't look all that interesting. But yeah, it looked pretty decent. Yeah. Speaking of fan demands, remember Rise of Skywalker? That's a good example of Sonic. That's a good example, and Sonic the Hedgehog. What was the Rise of the Man? Oh yeah. Look, you are going to have to listen to fans if you're in your filmmaking. You are going to have to listen, but you also have to limit to what you're doing. If all you're doing is listening to fans, because the problem with listening to fans is which fans are you listening to? Because fans aren't all the same. Some fans love certain things, some fans don't like certain things. For example, MCU fans. Let's say Kevin Feige is listening to fans. What fans is he listening to? The Spider-Man fans, the Star-Lord fans, the Captain America fans. Who is he listening to? Who? And same thing with the DC fandom. Who are you listening to? The people who hate Snyder or the people who love Snyder? And it's this weird situation. But yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog was a good example of fan demand. But I can't. That is a good example of fan demand because they realized a lot of people were mocking and making fun of the design for Sonic, and they were like, "Hey, look, you know what? We think it's going to be financial beneficial if we decide to change up what Sonic looks like," and that's understandable. But yeah. Next comment from Always Remember, they're going to go by multiverse anyway, so they can make Snyderverse separately as HBO Max original and Hamadaverse separately, which can lead to win-win situations. I think. Well, I already said this, but I'll repeat myself. If they can't go HBO Max exclusively with the Snyderverse, because remember, these movies aren't cheap to make. They cost a lot for VFX. They cost a lot for CGI. This isn't like your standard streaming movie. You're bringing in major actors like Ben Affleck. You're making in major actors like Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Henry Cavill. Ezra Miller isn't all that major, but I guess you could say he's getting there. And again, HBO Max is not Netflix. Netflix has that money, but HBO Max, well, they have that. Should they really do it? And not only that, but remember, these are movies that cost a lot. And this isn't just one movie we're thinking about. We're thinking about 2 movies, 3 movies, 4 movies. I don't know. These are a lot of movies. And putting them exclusively on HBO Max is not a good way to do it. It isn't. Let's remind ourselves of that. Let me also check the poll. 16 votes on do you want the Snyderverse restored? And 69% of you guys say yes. Nice. But yeah. I think I've said my piece. Look, I would love if they did that. But you also have to remember that you can also confuse the general audience, because remember, 70% of the people going to these movies are not the hardcore movie fans that we are. Us, we don't get confused. We look at Pattinson's Batman and we look at Keaton's Batman and we don't get confused. We're like, hey, they're two different characters. To the general audience, to 70% of the average movie going audience, you are now risking the chance of confusing them, because let's say one year you do a Batman movie, Pattinson's Batman movie, and then the next year you have a Ben Affleck Batman movie, and then the next year you get a Pattinson movie, then a Batfleck movie, and then you have Henry Cavill Superman, but then you have Black Superman here. Wait, what actor? They haven't casted anyone, I'm sure, but in the Black Superman movie, they get an actor. Now it gets confusing to the general audience. They're like, there's two Superman, there's three Batman, there's four, there's so many characters, and messes them up, and that's the truth. That can happen. What you're risking is oversaturation, and that's the last thing you want to do in this market. Because if all you're doing is every year making a Batman movie with different actors, you are now risking the chance of saturation. And I know some people are going to say, but what about the past where they had the Dark Knight movies going at the same time that the Arkham games were coming out? Well, there's an animated series. Like, wouldn't that confuse people? Not really, because those are three different medias and anyone can distinguish the different medias, because video games, cartoons, and movies are different things. But if it's all, like, let's say you have three Batman in movies going on at the same time, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. But anyways, I think I've said my piece. I think I've done everything I have to do, but I guess now we just get into comments. But Isaac, when are you thinking of doing a panel? Tyran would be a great guest. Yeah, I would love to have Tyran. You know what? I can invite people. If you want to be on the stream, you let me know in the comments and I'll send anyone a link. But that would be cool, especially right now where my voice is dying and I could probably use some help. But yeah, that would be cool. Tyran's also a good guy. He does like movie. He does like movie topics. He does movie conversations. So if you like that kind of, I mean, most of you guys probably like that kind of content since you're here in the multiverse of movies. Go subscribe to him because he's a great guy, man. That'd be interesting. Tyran, what do you think of the CW being sold possibly? I actually didn't read that. I got the news yesterday on the stream, on Max's stream, when RJ brought it up. I actually was not aware of that. I'm not really a big fan of the CW stuff. The only thing I really like from the CW is probably the first few seasons of Arrow and the first 2 seasons of Flash. I love the first 2 seasons of Flash, but besides that, I'm not a big fan of CW, so I don't really care all that much. But it was surprising news. It was surprising news. I honestly don't care about the CW all that much, so I can't really form an opinion on it. Yeah, I would say that too. That's a good answer. I honestly don't know. But I mean, why am I getting random comments? Because I saw that earlier. There was like right here. There's this comment right here. Yeah, I'm getting random comments, huh? But anyways, I can invite people. Just let me know if anyone wants to. I'll admit I'm not very good at talking to people, so maybe I'll struggle. But oh well. Hold up, let me just got a comment on one of my YouTube. Yes, I read comments. Also, do you guys like this background? I have this multiverse of movies background, like where there's like multiple logos. Also, we just reached 1,131 subscribers. I think last week, I think we were only at 1,100. So thank you guys for that. It means a lot. You guys are supporting the channel a lot. Let me see. Also, I put a new intro video for my membership program. So if you, let me, you know what, I gotta promote it one more time. Let me promote it one more time. We have a membership program on the channel. It's only 99 cents a month. You get a shout out in all my videos. It helps support the channel, and it's only 99 cents a month. We're also gonna be doing giveaways with it. Like, I want to do something where like maybe like 2 or 3 times a year, what we do is we do a giveaway for like a Funko Pop, maybe some merchandise if you like some, or a movie or something like that. That's kind of what we want to. That's kind of what I want to do on the membership, but it's all in that video that you can watch. Let me check something real quick. But yeah, that's what I want to do with the membership program. You know, it all helps. Oh crap! I accidentally clicked something wrong. It all helps support the channel, man. It means a lot. So if anyone wants to join, let me know. And I was gonna do it right now. I even edited it all down, like on what we were gonna like. because I'm gonna put like an image putting all the names of the people who I consider associate producers here on the channel. And that's what I was planning on doing. But I stupidly forgot to put it. But Rhea is one of the members, so shout out to her. It even shows it because she has like a Bully Maguire's image on her name. Put some dirt in your eyes. But I'm trying to pull up something. It's not letting me. But let me read. So we have 7 likes. Thank you guys for smashing that like button. That always means a lot. We've gotten 17 votes saying, "Do you want the Snyderverse restored?" 71% of you guys say yes. 29% of you guys say no. And then we got Alex. Alex, what's up, man? Let me pop up his comment. Why it's not popping up? Okay, there we go. Yo, what's up, Alex? Alex is a big Snyder fan that I'm familiar with. I just went 15 minutes talking about I went like 50. Sorry, guys. I'm starting to lose. This is the part of the streams where I start losing dehydration, or not losing dehydration, becoming. You know what? Let me drink some water before. It's kind of like that part where I start becoming dehydrated. But let me check something real quick. I'm just trying to check something. Sorry, I just had to check something real quick on the computer. There we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, now let me get back into everything. But yeah, I do think movie fans should listen to this quote. I think it's important, and that's why I put it on my Twitter, because I want people to listen to it. I think it's important we learn there's a reason why filmmakers don't just listen to fans, because listening to fans isn't going to help your business. It's not. Sometimes it does. Like releasing the Snyder Cut helped, but that's because that was an HBO Max exclusive. And yeah. And I've also gotten kind of tired of talking about this topic. Look, I love talking Snyder, but there are times where it starts getting to like an annoying point. It gets to like a very frustrating amount. But yeah. Also, Isaac, if you want to join my podcast, just let me know. It would be fun to have you on. Also, hi, Alex. Thank you, Terry. I remember I was supposed to do last time, but I think I was busy that day. But hey, man, you just let me know when you want to do it, and I'll try doing it. And I do want to do that. That's something I've been trying to do more on the channel, where like I try getting more and more into other people's podcasts or whatever. Actually, give me a minute, guys. I gotta check something real quick. All right, guys, I'm back. And yes, it's a Doc Ock image. But yeah, that's something I want to do more on the channel. There are some YouTubers I am limiting myself. Like, no disrespect to Max. No disrespect to Max for Movie Managed Entertainment. No disrespect to him. I'm saying this as nice as I can, but I've been limiting myself from going on his show, even though I have a lot of fun going on his panels. But the reason why I'm limiting myself is because I don't want to be on a lot of hate streams. And I'll accept this right now. Max does a lot of hate content, and by hate content I mean content where the topic is always something filled out of hate for a YouTuber or an actor or director, and I don't want to be associated a lot with that, and that's kind of why I've not really been on his panels. It's mainly because the main reason is because internet connection, but still. But still, it's part of the reason is because I just don't want to be a part of that. And Tyran, I know he's a very positive guy, so I would definitely love to join your podcast someday. And I also want to do live streams more often. Not like every day. I don't know how people can do live streams every day, but I would like to do them at least more often. I might do one on Saturday. Not sure, but yeah. I'm the first member. Isaac just doesn't remember. I will say you are the first member of. You're the first member who's a person I don't know. The first member is this guy named Pedro Bonilla. And he's actually he's one of my best friends. Like I know him personally. We hang out every Sunday. He's even bought merch. So he is the first guy. He is the first guy to be a member. But Rhea, you're the first person like on YouTube that I know on YouTube, but not really like in real life. Like you know what I mean? But my friend Pedro Bonilla, man, he's been supportive of the channel. He's He sent super chats. He's bought merchandise, and I always have he. To me, he's like a big brother because I'm very close to him, and I see him every Sunday, literally. And he watches my videos, which is something not everyone in my person like. I'm not joking. So everyone, all my friends in my personal life know that I have a YouTube channel, but not a lot of them watch it. And I'll often get asked, what do I do on YouTube? Because a lot of them aren't movie fans like me. In fact, I can only name like two of them who are like big movie fans. And a lot of them, they're like, wait, movie news, what is that? I'm like, what I do is I talk movies and I commentate over stuff that's happening, whether an actor got cast in something, whether a new movie's coming out, whether a movie just came out. And they would be confused because they're like, oh, I thought you were a movie review channel. And I'm like, oh, I am. I just do movie news at the same time. And it's kind of funny having to explain to them about that. And yeah, but a lot of them are supportive, but especially Pedro, who became a member. In fact, last Saturday, he had like a barbecue. He had like a barbecue. He was doing a barbecue at his house, and I remember I jokingly say, "Hey man, thank you for becoming a member because now he's giving me like $1 a month." And we were making jokes that he was going to go in debt because of having to pay me $1 a month. Which obviously we're joking. Obviously, you're not going in debt to pay $1 a month, but it did mean a lot to have him, support because he's like the most supportive person that I know personally of the channel because he supports me, he watches my videos, and to me he's like a big brother to me. And maybe he's watching this because I know he listens to my streams often. But if he's watching this, man, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. But yeah. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Sup, Alex? Oof, hey, Rhea. Cass Isaac. Hold up. Okay, Cass Isaac for the Doc Ock prequel. Heck yeah, man! I'm gonna be the next Otto Octavius. I just gotta get the sunglasses. Just start saying the power of the sun and the palm of my hand. Then yeah, I forgot. Yeah, there's the image. Doc Ock. But yeah, let me actually drink some water. Yeah. I'm amazing on how fast my channel is growing. My first 100 was on Christmas Eve, and I believe on the day after New Year's Day, I hit 200. Congrats, man! And yeah, I noticed that because I think it was on, I forgot when I think you posted something saying you got 200 subscribers, and I was like, oh my god, didn't he just reach 100? But hey, man, you deserve it, man. You're a great guy, and you're great, and you deserve the 200 subscribers. And I want to congratulate you, and I hope you hit 300 soon. But yeah. Alex, is so off topic, but I was able to copy PS5 from Best Buy. Can't wait to play Spider-Man. That's awesome, dude. I'm not much of a gamer, so I'm not even thinking about getting a PS5. But if I was a gamer, I definitely. By the way, everyone's always surprised when I tell them I'm not really I'll game occasionally. Like I love the Spider-Man PS4 game. I recently finished the Miles Morales game. I love playing GTA 5. I love playing FIFA. Yes, I'm a sports gamer. Yes, I like sports games. I'm a sports gamer, but I play 2K sometimes, but I do it very rarely. I'll tell you this right now. I actually didn't get a PS4 until the Spider-Man game released, and up until that point, all I had was a PS3. That's how long it took me to get a PS4 because I'm not much of a gamer, so I don't really care that much. But if I was, the PS5, like my friend Pedro, who I was just telling you about, he has a PS5. That thing looks massive. It's beautiful, and everything looks so cool. And I would definitely want it, but I don't want to pay the money just because I'm not much of a gamer. But in fact, I'll say this: I use my PS4 more for movies and streaming than I do for actual games. But yeah, I wish I was a gamer because gaming looks fun, but I've just never really I'll tell you this right now: I've never played a Call of Duty game. Yeah, I'll tell you that right now. Never played a Call of Duty game. But yeah, I'm not much of a gamer. And surprised, a lot of people get surprised when they hear me because I remember one time, I think at school years ago in high school, some kid asked me, what are some good games out there to buy? And I told him I wouldn't know because I'm not much of a gamer. I'm a movie nerd. I can tell you about movies, but I cannot tell you about video games. But yeah. Oh Rhea, he would be awesome in that role. Yeah, man. Cast me as Doc Ock in the prequel. My brain is fried from streaming every day. Yeah, I don't know how people can stream every day. I like doing shorter form content where I go 20 minutes talking about a topic, but I still, I still I still stream occasionally, but I do want to do it a little more often. And I probably want to invite more people next time. Like I'll invite somebody, but typically it has to be someone that like I'm not going to do what Max does, which what he does is great, and I wish I could do it, but I can't do that. It would have to be somebody I know or somebody I'm comfortable enough. Like for example, any like Alex, Rhea, Tyrion, all you guys in the chat. You guys, if you ever tell me, hey, can I be on your panel? I would always invite you. But if it's somebody like I don't know, Matt Jarvel, someone who I don't talk too much and I've talked to very little, I probably wouldn't bring him on. Or if it's somebody like, I don't know, Zod Writer, I mean, he's a pretty cool guy. I just don't know him that much, so I don't feel comfortable enough because I'm like that. I'm like that. I'm very socially awkward. I have high anxiety, so I want to limit who I invite because I'm just not that comfortable. I mean, when I talk and make videos, I am comfortable, but when I bring somebody on, that's where I'm starting to feel a little more awkward. But yeah. What was I saying? I remember when your channel was called Isaac the Filmy. Yeah, back in the good old days when that's my channel's name. It is my Instagram and Twitter name. I still keep it there because Multiverse of Movies. I want it to be more of a brand, and Isaac the Filmy me more as a solo thing. But yeah, I'll maybe when years come, because it's about to be my 2-year anniversary on YouTube. Maybe in like a year or so, we're going to be able to say that only the real OGs know about Isaac the Film Geek. The real OGs were subscribers of Isaac the Film Geek, who then turned out to be Multiverse of Movies. But yeah. Also, I think it's much easier to search up Multiverse of Movies than Isaac the Film Geek because a lot of people surprisingly don't know how to spell my name. Like a lot of people spell it with like 2 S's. So it is much easier to put Multiverse of Movies. But yeah, I remember Tyrion. I'm sorry to keep making you say that same thing because I haven't been here for a while. Then what do you think if they really announced that they are going to restore the Snyderverse? I mean, it's cool. You can always ask questions, even if I've already answered it. I understand. This is like an hour-long stream. Some people aren't going to be able to have time to like read it all. But if they were like, let's say Hamada comes out and says we are going to be restoring the Snyderverse. If we're going to be restoring the Snyderverse and doing like Pattinson's Batman, and still continue with the rest of the DCU, look, I'd be fine because I want the Snyderverse restored more than anything. But just my speculation, if I'm someone in that boardroom at Warner Brothers, I would say no. But as a fan, as somebody who doesn't have any stakes in what Warner Bros. Is doing, I definitely welcome it. I will say if they were to announce if they were to announce the Snyderverse is being restored on HBO Max, as much as I would love that, I would say it is a financially stupid thing to do. But yeah. But hey, man, it's fine when you ask questions. I'm fine with any questions. Even if I already answered it, it's fine. And I apologize if I came off as aggressive. But yeah, I don't know when they are going to make its movies, but if it's financially difficult, even if it's released in theaters or in HBO Max, how do you want to solve this? Well, an easy way to solve is you are going to have to go theatrical exclusive because streaming doesn't do the numbers that theatrical can. That's just fact. But how do I solve it? Now, look, I'm not saying that if they were to restore the Snyderverse, they would not make $1 billion. But to keep it simple, Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2, let's say they make it and they release it theatrical. It is going to have to make over $900 million at least. And if it doesn't, Warner Bros. Might continue. But do they really want to put all this money and effort into something that's not making them the numbers they want? Because now the standard is Aquaman. Because if Aquaman can make $1 billion, really any comic book movie can now at this point. Because remember, Aquaman wasn't this household name. Aquaman wasn't this character everyone loved. Sure, he was known, but a lot of people knew him as that, oh, it's the guy who talks to fish. That's what he was prior to this. And this Zack Snyder's Justice League, if it doesn't make at least $900 million, then it would be considered somewhat of a failure. So really, I don't have an answer. My only answer is if they do it, they are going to have to go streaming theatrical exclusively. But let's say they go streaming exclusively. They are going to have to cut the budget a ton because let's say they do it with the full budget that BVS, Man of Steel, and Zack Snyder's Justice League had. I'm sorry, but that is not going to be financially stable. These movies are going to do terrible if they're streaming only. I mean, sure, it's going to bring attraction to HBO Max, but not that much. And pirating is still an issue in movie fandom. So yeah, that's my answer to that. Thanks, Rhea. I don't know how do you do live streams every day without being burnt out. I mean, I'm being dehydrated right now. I'm being dehydrated right now. Yeah. Rhea and I OGs. Heck yeah, man. Oh yeah, I remember his first video being his YouTube intro. Yeah, Alex has been here since I started YouTube back in March of 2020, which is about to be 2 years of YouTube. In fact, my first ever video, I did delete it. It was a Sonic the Hedgehog review. I deleted it because it had a lot of copyright material, but my second video ever, which is a lot similar to my first video ever, is a Hobbs and Shaw review. So you can still find that on my channel. You can just put oldest videos and I'll be right there. But yeah, Alex has been here from the beginning, mainly because me and him live like he followed me on Instagram already, and we live like in the same place. I've met him personally before. It was when I watched Suicide Squad in theaters, and he worked at that theater. But yeah, and I believe the intro for my channel back then was probably my first ever video ever. But my first video where I recorded myself. It was a Sonic video, which I deleted, and I wish I didn't delete it, but yeah. Tyrant. Oh wait, no, let me read. That's cool, man. I'm like you, Isaac. I'm not a gamer, but I do like playing GTA 5 or GTA. I mean, I need to play Spider-Man PS4. Yeah, Spider-Man PS4 is great. But GTA, I always have fun playing GTA. I've never played Vice City nor GTA 4, but I have played San Andreas, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and I did play GTA 5, which to me is an amazing game. But yeah, I love GTA. House Peacock Isaac still sounds weird to say that name. I mean, yeah, to give you guys context to people reading that, Tyran actually let me borrow his Peacock account. By the way, thank you, Tyran. But I did use it a lot. I binged the entire Office series because The Office is my favorite show of all time. And I was to see it again after so long because the last time I'd seen it prior to that was on Netflix. It feels so great to now have access to The Office. Thank you, Tyran. Because The Office is my favorite show of all time. And I'm so glad that I was able to watch The Office, and I am watching I'm watching the George Lopez series. I haven't really seen all that much, but The Office, I watched the entire series from season 1 to season 9. Yes, I watched season 8 and 9 of The Office, which I deeply regret, but still it happened. Next time you do a stream, I would join. Heck yeah, man! I need to start doing that. Like I want to invite more people. But again, I definitely would like Tyran, Ray, if you want to, you too, Alex, you too. But I would only invite people who I'm comfortable with. Like again, I wouldn't like invite like a Matt Jarbo. I wouldn't invite like people who like I wouldn't just invite random people who I'm not from. You'd have to be someone who I'm familiar with to kind of have a sense because I think it's best that everyone in the panel is comfortable. But yeah. Also, let me check something real quick. Let me check something. All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. I had to check something. Ooh. Yeah, sorry, guys. I was reading a comment. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely invite you. If you like dirty and dark humor, that's Matt Jarbo. Yeah, I've had the privilege of being able to go on 2 streams where Matt Jarbo was there and I got to talk to him. Oh, look, I had a mask in my jacket. I don't even use this jacket that much in public, but I had this mask. It's weird, but like Matt Jarbo's cool and all. I'm just not the biggest fan. Although I will say Max keeps constantly pushing me to like Jarbo a little more, but I'm not like the biggest Jarbo fan. I understand people are. I'm just me personally. It's just not much for me. But yeah, Lit Alex says I remember some guy wanted to make a short animated movie of the continuation of the Snyderverse, which I was very excited. But Warner Bros. Said they would get in the way if he did. I actually didn't know about them, but that's that would make sense. And I would have liked to seen that. Definitely would have. But yeah, no problem, man. I'm happy that I was able to do that for you. Thank you, Tyron. Again, he let me borrow his Peacock account, and I was able to binge watch the entire Office show, which again is my favorite show of all time. But yes, sorry guys. Check this. Also, I forgot to put this up. I was supposed to put this up earlier. Will the Flash reboot the DCEU? And I think it will. I think what Grace said is gonna happen, and I think a lot of people are now overreacting to a point where it's starting to get frustrating. But yeah. Also, by the way, anyone who hasn't followed me on the stream and Twitter, follow me there at Isaac Finley. Link in the description down below. And yeah. What was I looking for? I should probably put that one. I'm sorry. Also, by the way, by the way, merchandise store in my comment sections down, not in the comments, in the link description down below. I have a merch store. Just forgot to say that, so I put that there. What was this? Oh, image of Zack Snyder. I forgot I had this. Also, I'm about to put a spoiler image. I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds for Spider-Man No Way Home. It's a spoiler for Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm about to put it. I know some of you guys probably haven't seen it, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last warning. This is the most beautiful picture I've ever seen in my life. This picture makes me happy. I love this. Man, it's so lovely to see Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and Andrew Garfield all just hugging it out as the spider people, the Spideys. But yeah. What's the next comment? I am the same way when it comes to inviting guests, because when you invite someone who you don't know that well, it would be very awkward. Yeah, sure. And I'm very socially awkward, but it's also not only that, but you also got to know how to balance a conversation with that person. And to me, I do think if you invite someone on like a stream, I think it's important you at least have a somewhat of a knowledge of knowing who that is prior to inviting them on a stream, which is also another reason why I do that, because I also want to know what can I talk, like what's the strengths I have. So I did the stream. It was a WandaVision episode 9 spoiler discussion that I did back. I think it was the day after WandaVision episode 9 came out, and I invited one of my friends, Ethan. He's one of my best friends, and I invited him on the stream. And something that I did before is, since I already knew him, I knew what his strengths were. I knew what his strengths were when it comes to conversating. And one of the strengths is knowing a lot about comic books. Knowing a lot about, he's a bigger comic book fan than I. So what I would do is a lot of the times I would ask him, hey, do you think that they're going to go into the House of M storyline? And he would be able to perfectly explain better than I could. If Multiverse of Madness could go with the House of M storyline. And, that's, to me, it is important you at least have somewhat of a background information of the people you're inviting. That way you have a better connection and better chemistry, because chemistry does matter when you do panels. But I know there are other channels, like, for example, Max. I do like what Max does. Max invites really anybody. He's like, hey, I'm open for anyone to come debate or whatever. And I like what Max does. Just that's not for me, because I'm socially awkward, and I would prefer to know the person before I invite them on stream. Hold up. We're still at 71 votes. 71% of you guys really, really want the Snyderverse restored. And look, I want to restore too, man. I want to restore too. But yeah, I've already gone an hour talking about that. Oh, Superwise. Oh wait, first let me read Alex's comment, then go to Superwise. Anyone has seen Cobra Kai? I like Cobra Kai. I'm not like a big fan of Cobra Kai. I like it. I have not seen season 4 yet, though. And I probably should, because the trailers look pretty good, but I have not seen season 4 yet, though. But hey, man, you let us know. Did you like it? Did you not? Whatever it is, let me know in the chat. I agree, it's fantastic. Toby. Okay, there we go. Now we're on supervised comments. Toby, Tom, Andrew hugging and swinging together is a dream. I still can't believe it happened. Probably will never get over it. Yeah, man. I did this entire spoiler discussion already on my channel. But I remember when Andrew Garfield first shows up on screen, which is, you see like a portal, and they're like, Peter, and you see, when I saw his eyes, I'm like, that's Andrew right there. That's not Tom, that is not Toby, that is Andrew. And he shows up. I remember it started going crazy, but then you see a scene where MJ is kind of like looking at the portal with shock, and you hear the music, and then you see like a body without a face, and Toby shows up. Toby shows up, man. Oh my god, I teared up a little. I teared up. It is probably the biggest moment I ever had in a theater. Because to give you guys context, Tobey Maguire was my childhood hero. Or not Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He was my childhood hero. Spider-Man to me has been the character I love the most in my lifetime. And Tobey Maguire's characters, his version of it is what made me, it was a special character. And I remember my childhood, my parents would, a lot of times to distract me, they would make me watch Spider-Man 1 and 2. Hold up. Let me actually check something real quick. Sorry, guys. I had to check something. But anyways, it was special. And when I saw Toby, my entire theater started clapping. I teared up a little bit. It was like an emotional moment to see my childhood hero come back into this movie, and it was a special thing. Also, I noticed I have the Endgame background. This background you see right here, that's actually my background that I put for my desktop here on my computer. It's like the Suicide Squad all together. Let me actually. Dang it! It showed my Twitter. But yeah, I'd prefer to put the Multiverse of Movies ones. But yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. Marvel Studios recently had a Blade meeting. There are legit official pics out. They're playing, and I'm hyped. I've not seen the pictures. But yeah, Blade's been confirmed. They already had Mahershala Ali. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but so they're already planning on doing a Blade project. So I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see what they do. Alex says I finally saw Ghostbusters Afterlife yesterday and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really like Ghostbusters Afterlife. It was a nice movie. It was a beautiful movie. There are some flaws. I already did a review for Afterlife when it first came out. There are some flaws. I think the movie was overly long. I think this movie could have easily been cut like 30 minutes down. The ending, I'm not going to spoil it. I know more people probably have seen it by now, but I'm not going to spoil it. To me, the ending of the movie, as great as it is, it drags on way too long and it tries to be way too fan servicey. But besides that, I really enjoyed this movie. One of my biggest worries is it was going to feel like Stranger Things, and to me, it didn't feel like Stranger Things. But let me pull the camera down a little because I am trying to rest my back. My back. Oh yeah. Sorry, man. This part of my nose is itchy. I know it looks like I'm picking my nose, and I always feel insecure when people think that, but I'm scratching like this part of my nose, and it's like for some reason it's itchy. But Toby's movies is one of the most crucial things that shaped my love for superheroes and movies in general. It was a dream come true, and yeah, me too, man. Same boat. It got me to love Marvel. It got me to love superheroes. It got me to love movies in general, and I really. Let me put up the image again. Let me put up the image. It was so special to see that. See Toby come back. Even Andrew. I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I think the first TASM movie is my third favorite Spider-Man flick, just behind Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 2. I love that movie. I love Tom Holland's version. I love Homecoming. And to see them come back together was just so special. But yeah, seeing them come back, man, it was just great to see that. But yeah. Okay. I mean, I was screaming in the theaters. I loved the audience reactions. We were all screaming. Yeah, my theater wasn't screaming, but you could hear like you could hear like gasping. You could hear people people were clapping when Toby shows up, and a lot of people were just so happy. And I remember I teared up a little bit. And I don't cry that often in movies. I didn't cry, but I did have like a little tear droplet. But yeah. Always Remember says, if the Flash reboots the whole DC universe, as my personal opinion, it'll be worse than Snyder's. Hey, man, that's understandable. Look, I'll say this right now. I'm not sure if you're a subscriber to the channel, but look, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Oh, I accidentally accessed my voicemails. Why am I even doing that? Sorry guys. Let me put back. Okay. Look, Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. Batman vs Superman holds a special place in my heart, and Man of Steel to me is such a fantastical, great movie. And Zack Snyder to me is such an amazing director. And to me, it is very difficult for the DCEU to, or Hamada and the rest of the DCU to top what Zack Snyder did. But what I'm saying is, I believe that if Warner Bros. Wants to move on, they have a reason to. The Snyderverse didn't do as well as they hoped. There's a lot of divisiveness because let's not forget, a lot of people don't like these Snyder movies. A lot of people don't like them. In fact, I've been made fun of a lot for liking the Snyder movies. I'll tell you that right now. People call me crazy when I say BVS is one of my favorite movies of all time. But the truth is, we do have divisiveness in the DC fandom. Not a lot of people love these movies. Let's go ahead and look at Rotten Tomatoes real quick. Rotten Tomatoes, BVS. Let's look at it. Real quick. Let's look at it. Let me pop it up on the screen. 29% critically. 62% is not bad. Let's actually say that right now. 63% is not bad, but that 29%. And then if you like, I'll tell you this right now. Right now, if I'm to search up on YouTube BVS, I guarantee you the top results are going to be negative reviews. Let me actually put Batman versus Superman reviews. Let me put it on the screen. It's right there, the top result. Right. Oh, I want to put it side to side. There we go. Look right here, the worst superhero movie ever made. I don't know if you guys seen this. Ralph the Movie Maker really hates this movie. And some of them are positive. I mean, we got a good one right here, but you can see like, oh, bad review right here, bad review right here. I've actually never heard the IGN review, but maybe it's positive. I don't know. But there are a lot of negative reviews. Oh, my stream's right there. Yay! Right here. We got it right here, boys. We got it right here. My review right there on the channel. But that's the truth. Man of Steel was also controversial. Zack Snyder's Justice League was not very controversial because even that movie. Let's actually, I forgot what I know for critics it was for critics it was 70%. For audience, I forgot what it was. Rotten Tomatoes. Because I know Zack Snyder's Justice League was positive. Okay. Let's put it on the screen again. Where is it? Oh, 90. Oh my God, I forgot 94%. That's actually really, really good. But even that movie had its fair share of criticism. And I think it's something that we as fans need to acknowledge. And look, I'll be sad. I'll be sad when The Flash reboots it, but I'm still going to go into these DC movies judging them 100% fairly because that's the only thing we can really do. And look, if you don't want to watch it, that's cool, understandable. You as a consumer have the right to choose whether or not you go to support these films. It's just that that's not how I personally see things. But hey, it's understandable. And I don't expect the DCU to be better without Snyder. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, Supergirl and Batgirl are sidekick characters respectively, and they become the main characters right away. No matter how much I think about it, it's too early for that to happen. And look, I'll tell you this right now. I wish Batman and Superman stayed the same. I wish Ben Affleck stayed. I wish Henry Cavill stayed. But look, it's business. These movies weren't doing that well. Maybe DC doesn't really want to do the whole, they don't want to just go Justice League straight away. Maybe they want to do something different. And look, it's true, they're sidekick characters. But to me, I'm just going to wait to see what happens. But yeah, I understand, man. I understand. Um, BVS is also one of my favorite movies, and I get called for it all the time. In fact, Alex is probably one of the only people. So prior to, because we met like, or we were becoming friends before I had started the YouTube channel, and one of the reasons why me and Alex became friends is because he was one of the very few people who liked BVS. Because anytime I talked about BVS, everyone I knew didn't like it, and I love that movie. So he became one of those very few people I knew that love Batman vs Superman. But yeah, and again, let me pull up the tweet I want to bring up. Should be around here somewhere. So let me change that. Sorry guys, just looking for something right now. Let me pull up the tweet. Okay, there we go. We're on screen. We're on screen right now. And here's my Twitter. You guys go follow me on Twitter. You put the live stream right there. And this again, I think we got to bring it up. Let me bring up the comment again. A coach who listens to the fans ends up sitting with them. And when I constantly hear people saying, but Warner Bros. Has to listen to the fans, this is the comment I'm going to bring up. Because it's true. If all filmmakers did was listen to the fans, they wouldn't be financially successful. And look, all we can do is hope for the best. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying you gotta support the DCEU. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is understand where Warner Bros. Is coming from and stop trying to force people into the Snyder fandom. Because not everyone likes Snyder's DCU. Some people want to move away, and some people want to stay. But we got to stop this whole BS about Warner Bros. Doesn't listen to the fans or whatnot. It's gone to a point where it's exhausting, and it's the reason why I'm doing the stream. It's the reason why I made that video for Grace Randolph. I got a lot of hate for it, and I think it's important for me with my platform to call out the toxicity, because the only way you can improve is by acknowledging the mistakes and the flaws and moving on from that and trying to be better. That's the only way. And that is a big problem here on Snyder YouTube. Like a lot of Snyder YouTubers on this platform. Let me move the camera look down. A lot of people in the Snyder fandom here on YouTube and even Instagram or Twitter, mainly big accounts, we aren't really, a lot of us are very ignorant and we're not actually calling out the bad stuff. What we're trying to do is trying to hide it under a rug and ignore it. But yeah. Lit Alex says, I can't believe the next DC movie is the Robert Pattinson, the Batman. Man, I cannot wait for the Batman. I genuinely think it's going to be one of my favorite movies of all time. The trailers have been just freaking awesome. There's been a lot of hype going into it, man. A lot of hype. And also, Antonio, what's up, Antonio? Welcome to the stream, man. It's great to see you again, Antonio. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first time you catch one of my streams live? Sorry, you probably have already. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember, but hey man, welcome to the Multiverse of Movies. It's always glad to have you here. And I don't get why I'm getting these comments. I don't even know what the frick that is. I don't even know what that means, man. But yeah, the poll's doing pretty well. 17 votes. 71% of you guys want the Snyderverse restored. It's cool. It's cool. And I want to restore too, man. I want the Snyderverse restored more than anyone wants to, especially because Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. But just as a quick thing, let me join the member. Sorry if I keep repeating myself. Join the member program. I'm messing up. Join the membership program today. Only 99 cents a month, and if you do, you'll be getting a Bully Maguire sticker to put on the chat whenever you want. And even on the pinned comment. Look at the pinned comment and you'll see proof that you can have Bully Maguire on your here on the chat. Like you can put it on the comments. But yeah. Okay, now next comment from Always Remember. Actually, I like the BVS too, especially the Ultimate Edition. Theatrical Edition is just trash because at the time Warner Bros. Chopped this movie and made it no freaking sense. And look, I agree. To me, the problem with the theatrical cut. To me, the problem with the theatrical cut is it didn't make sense, especially that Africa scene at the beginning, where you're wondering to yourself, wait, why is this happening? Why do they think Superman did it? They clearly were shot. But in the Ultimate Edition, you see that this happened because Lex Luthor wanted to make it seem like Superman was bad, and after that, they burned the bodies to make it seem like Superman had laser beamed them. So there's so the theatrical cut did kind of ruin it. There are also other things in the film that were improved more because I will say the theatrical cut made it seem like it's a Batman movie that has Superman as a threat. While in the Ultimate Edition, it's more you see Batman's side of the conflict and you see Superman's side of the conflict. And then it is really a Batman versus Superman film. But yeah. That's why most of the criticisms came out so bad. If Warner Bros. Had released it as an Ultimate Edition, it would have been positive. It's not a masterpiece like Dark Knight. Look, it probably would have been a little more positive, but it wouldn't have changed way too much. Um, because while yes, the 30 minutes do improve the movie, it's still the similar tone of the rest of the movie. And while I do think some people would have liked it more, I don't think it would have been like mass. Like I don't think it would go from 29% to like 90%. Wouldn't have done that. Maybe it would have been like 29 to like 40%. And I love BVS, and I also love Dark Knight. I love Dark Knight, man. But and I will say this: if it was a 3-hour movie put on full theatrically, like let's say the Ultimate Edition was put theatrically, that movie would have probably made a little less money because at the time a 3-hour movie was unheard of. I don't think it would have been a massive dip in money, but I do think there would have been quite a few people saying, "Oh, I'm not going to watch this. It's 3 hours long." But yeah, I rewatched the Planet of the Apes trilogy, and I can see some similar shots from the Batman trailer in the movie, and I think those movies are beautifully amazing. I can't imagine what Reeves has in store. And yeah, me too, man. Those Planet of the Apes movies, I love them, and Matt Reeves did them so well. So when I heard he came as Batman, my main thing was, oh my God, look what he did with Planet of the Apes. Imagine what he can do with Batman. And the Batman so far, everything looks so good. Like there's not been a single thing I can say negatively about the trailers for the Batman. Everything's look good. Zoe Kravitz looks great as Catwoman. Robert Pattinson great as Batman. Crap, who's the guy playing Penguin? What was his name? I don't remember his name, but Paul Dano as Riddler. Let me check something real quick. All right, I'm back. Sorry guys, I had to check them real quick. But yeah, I cannot wait to see what Matt Reeves does for the Batman, which comes out in such a short amount of time. Good question right here. Civil War or Batman versus Superman? Look, I love both movies. Civil War to me is a great film. But BVS to me is the better movie. I know it's an unpopular opinion because I know a lot more people love Civil War than they love BVS. But to me, Civil War, I mean, as great as it is, to me, BVS is a better movie, which is unpopular. I know a lot more people prefer they prefer they prefer Civil War over BVS, but hey, I just prefer BVS a lot more. Colin Farrell, there we go. Thank you so much for telling me, Antonio. I was forgetting his name. I think so. In my head, I did think Farrell, but I was thinking Will Ferrell, and I'm like, obviously that's not him. But yeah, it is. It is him. Is Penguin? Yep. And Alex says, I'm just keeping an eye out for when Batman tickets drop. Heck yeah, man. I already have my notifications on Fandango. I'm going to go opening day on IMAX to watch Robert Pattinson's, Matt Reeves, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell's, Paul Dano's The Batman film because I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what they do with the movie. Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait, man. It's going to be exciting. And also, we got 18 votes, and 33% of you guys do not want the Snyderverse restored, but 67% of you guys do want the Snyderverse restored. It's interesting. It's interesting. And look, I want it restored, but I understand if they don't. I understand if they don't. I understand. What should we do for the rest of the time? Because I only have 20 minutes left. I don't want to go over 2 hours. What should we do for the rest of the stream? By the way, this has been a fun stream. I want to thank you guys so much for the support on today's stream, man. I had a lot of people, had a lot of interesting conversations. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for watching this stream. But I'm just gonna put here. What should we do? What should we do here on Twitter? By the way, follow me on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, what are you doing? Look right here. Host of Multiverse of Movies YouTube channel. Mysterio was right. Yes, Mysterio was right, guys. Mysterio was right. You cannot change my mind. Mysterio was right. Mysterio is my Lord and Savior. No, I'm joking. Obviously he isn't, but Mysterio was completely right. Spider-Man's a menace. Spider-Man is destroying the city. He's harassing. He's harassing the city of New York. Antonio says, "Buen vivo." Buen vivo. To translate that, he's saying good live. Thank you, Antonio. And also, we got Hispanics in the. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough. We got Hispanics in the chat. It's always awesome to see Hispanics here on YouTube. We gotta get some of that representation here on YouTube. Us Hispanics, us Latinos. I don't even know why I'm saying that, but hey, it's always cool to have that. But yes. I don't even know what I'm trying to look for. Let me go back to. Let's find something on YouTube. By the way, pinned comment, become a channel member if you would like to. Buy some merchandise if you would like to. Looks pretty cool. But by the way, you guys like the live? I'm not sure if I'm even that interesting to do live streams. John Campy is live right now. I forgot that he does live right now. Or he goes live at this moment. Hold up. Trying to see something. Where are my liked videos? I don't even know. There we go. Liked videos. Let's see. Let me put the screen right here. Yeah.
Wait, forgot Gibby.
Oh yeah.
Gibby dies. I should probably do more reaction videos. They're pretty fun to do.
Did you guys hear my ribs crack?
By the way, I want to give you guys a fun fact on that. Gibby actually did the stuntman who did this. By the way, I'm gonna actually remove this banner. Remove it. You guys can follow me on Twitter. You guys know what to do already. But the stuntman who did this, he actually broke his ribs because clearly that fall is not humanely possible. Let me actually try. Let's look back.
Wait, we forgot Gibby.
Oh yeah. Gibby!
That clearly is not something any human being should do. But I actually learned recently, the actor who plays Gibby, I forgot what his name is, but I actually found. By the way, are any of you guys iCarly fans? I'm a 2000s kid. I obviously love iCarly. When I growing up, I loved iCarly. But did any of you guys watch iCarly? Did any of you guys do that? Because the actor for Gibby actually, or the actor of Gibby, yeah, he's the stuntman who played him. Apparently, he broke his ribs. So that's crazy to see. I do wonder if any of you guys, saw that. But yeah, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I mean, we got 15 more minutes left. I don't even know what to do. I would like to put music. iCarly. It was the dumbest series I've ever seen. Okay, to be fair, the only reason why I like it is probably because of nostalgia. Um, I was a kid at the time. I probably would have hated it if I was an adult watching iCarly, but so that makes sense. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I don't even know. If you like it, that's fine. Yeah, that's understandable. You know, it's always gonna be subjective. By the way, I always remember. I'm not sure if you're a recent subscriber or if this is your first time catching me live, but welcome, man, and thank you for bringing up good questions. Thank you for being a great person today because you brought up good questions. You made the stream more interesting. So thank you, man. Thank you, man, for being here. And if this is your first time on the channel, welcome to the Multiverse of Movies. And I hope you enjoy the content here on the channel. And I want to start inviting more people. Next time, I do want to plan. Next time I do want to plan like ahead who I'm gonna invite on my stream. But yeah, I actually have nothing to put here. I got nothing to put here. Nothing to put here. I've been more active on YouTube. I've been working more on YouTube. Hoping things improve here on the channel. I am trying to do my best duty to try and make better content, and I think I've been somewhat successful in that. But yeah. By the way, I'm not sure if you guys know, but I actually have an Instagram account which I'm pretty active in. Pretty active on my Instagram. Yeah, right here, Isaac the Film Geek, Multiverse of Movies. I post stuff here, movie related. By the way, to all my people who don't like John Campea, the people who don't like John Campea, look at this. I posted this. Your top podcast was the John Campea Show podcast. You listened to 246 episodes for a total of 22,158 minutes. Because I listen to John Campea every day. I like John Campea. But yeah, I know some people don't like him, but I'm going to put him there. I've been a new subscriber since last month. Oh, yeah, I know that because he put that in the chat. What stream? I think it was either on Bell's stream, Reyes stream, or Max's stream. I don't remember, but give me a minute, guys. All right, I'm back. But hey, man, thank you for subscribing, man. It means a lot, and I'm glad to have you here. Damn, Isaac has some clout on Instagram. Okay, to be fair, the reason why I have clout is because I didn't start off my Instagram as a movie. Like I didn't do it for my YouTube channel. It was more for my friends, family, people who I'm close to. And that's how it started. Then eventually I turned it into Multiverse of Movies, and I had people from YouTube follow me on Instagram, so you can go follow me there. But yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm putting. I love a lot of the images. And look, even hear me. That's me after watching Eternals. And me as Polka Dot Man. Never showed those images here. But yeah. Also, I got these Spider-Man No Way Home hoodies. 2 of them. I love the white one. The white one looks beautiful. The black one too. But yeah. Okay, now we're back. John Scampia. Hey, look, I love John Campia. And look, he has said stupid things in the past, but so does everyone, because I'll admit I've said stupid things in the past. But it's understandable. Like I know a lot of my subscribers, or not a lot, maybe a couple, I'm not sure how many, but I know there's quite a few of my subscribers who hate John Campia. Hey, it's understandable. You know, everyone has their own subjective views. Some people don't like him. Some people love him. To me, he is my favorite YouTuber. He's my favorite content creator. And you know, he's one of the inspirations for this channel to me. But yeah, it's understandable. You know, I can see you know, some people are, you know, I can see why people wouldn't like him though. Eternals, your favorite MCU movie? Heck yeah. I love Eternals. I'm gonna say that. To the people who are new to the channel, this is a fun fact, and you can find a review on it. Eternals, the Chloe Zhao Eternals movie that came out in October, is my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe film. And I get called crazy for it. Oh, look, I can't blame him. I'll admit I didn't expect to like Eternals that much. But to me, Eternals is my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe film. And I often say it, and everyone thinks I'm crazy, which I am. I am crazy. I'll admit that. But yeah, I used to watch Campia back then. Understandable. But yeah, I don't even know what else to put. How much time? We've gone an hour. I think it's trash day today. I forgot what date. Because I'm hearing I'm not sure if you guys could hear it, but there's like a sound in the background. I think it's trash day today. But yeah. Daniel Martin says, "What's up, Isaac? What's up, Daniel Martin? Glad to have you here." I always see Daniel and Antonio in other streams. Like I'll see them on what streams? I think it's Max's stream, Bell's streams. I don't remember who they are, but or who streams I see them, but they're always on stream. So it's always a pleasure to have you guys here on the Multiverse of Movies YouTube show, YouTube live stream, whatever we want to call it. So thank you, Daniel Martin, for being here. And thank you for smashing the like button, because I think you probably also 19 votes so far. 68% of you guys want the Snyderverse restored, and 32% of you guys do not want it restored. That is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I expected like yes to be like at 90%, but so I'm surprised that there's like a 32% of you guys that don't want it restored. But yeah, just to put that. What was it putting? But yeah, we only got like 10 minutes left because I only want to go through the 2-hour mark, and then that's it. We're at Rhea's stream too. That is awesome, dude. But yeah, dude, I'm dehydrated. I'm dehydrated. I've done this stream alone for an hour and 52 minutes. Wait, I voted C. Dang. It's funny. Yeah, so if to the people who are just now tuning in or watching the replay or whatever, if you want to hear me talk about the topic here on the title and thumbnail, it's the first 50 minutes of the stream, so you can go check that out later today if you want to. Yeah, we even brought up Grace Randolph's comments. We went through a full-blown discussion on is the Snyderverse, is dead. And I also want to put this on screen.
I'm a superhero! I'm a motherfucking super.
I love that. I love that clip. Polka Dot Man. Man, I love Polka Dot Man. Yeah. Always Remember says, aren't you worried if Ghost Rider comes out bright and fun? I'm continuously very nervous about that. I mean, I'm nervous. Look, I think Ghost Rider does serve better as a darker character, as a character who's more gruesome, more dark, like much more edgier. But all I can do really is hope for the best, and all I can hope is for them to make the best possible movie, they can. I'm pretty nervous. I am nervous, but I'm also optimistic. But yeah. And I understand if people aren't optimistic, but I personally am. But yeah. Okay. Next comment. Sorry I missed the majority of the stream, Isaac. I'll definitely catch a replay. Thank you, man. And thank you, man. And it's fine if you guys came late. Obviously, you know, people are busy. You can't always just catch. Like, I'll admit, the negatives of my stream is that I do them early in the day. Well, I do them every Thursday. I do one stream every Thursday. Mainly because that's the day I don't work. And most YouTubers, what they do is they'll do streams when they get home from work, and they'll do it at night. Like Max, I know he does it late at night. The dude streams so late though. Like I try to sleep early, and then this dude, everyone, Enosh, Bell, everyone, they're streaming so late. I think the only person who doesn't stream that late is probably Rhea, and she does it pretty early. And I think that's mainly because she's also going to try catching the live of Max, and it's funny. It's funny, man. But yeah, every Thursday I try to do. I don't do them late at night because I like doing more shorter form content, you know, whether it's like news and I break it down in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. I don't really like doing streams. I do streams at least once a week. At least once a week, I like doing a stream because streams are fun. To me, streams are the best way to connect to the audience. And you know, I think it's important I do one at least once a week. And while they're not my thing, I still do them once, and they're really fun. I don't know how people can do them daily. It always shocks me, but yeah. Yeah, I watched the stream late. My bad. Hey man, it's completely fine. The replay's still here if you ever want to check it out or whatever it is. But yeah, for the first 15 minutes, I do go on like a little rant about this whole topic. Let me check something real quick. Next comment. Gotta have that Midnight Suns movie. I would love that, man. I would love that. Enosh streams be like 5 out. Yeah, Enosh's streams are literally the time. By the way, it's awesome because what I do, I don't watch Enosh's streams live because he does them very late at night. But I will, like, when I'm working out or when I'm doing something else, I'll put it on headphones and I'll listen to Enosh's streams. And depending on what video it is, sometimes I don't watch all of his content, but there are some streams that I would just put on some headphones and listen to some Enosh and just have fun listening to him. But yeah, his streams are fun. I would love to do a 5-hour stream someday, but it have to be a day that I'm not busy, and I would definitely have to invite people on because I don't know how anyone can do a stream 5 hours without anybody else helping them, and I wouldn't be able to do that. I'll admit that right now. I personally would not be able to do that. But yeah, the facts on streaming. Yeah, I always give Enosh so many props. I'm not a very good streamer because I'll admit I'm not that interesting. But Enosh, he's a fun guy, so it makes sense. But yeah. Wouldn't Disney be able to make R-rated MC movies using 20th Century Fox? What we do know is Deadpool. Kevin Feige has said Deadpool will be R-rated, so don't worry about Deadpool. I'm pretty sure they are because Ryan Reynolds. Everyone loves Ryan Reynolds. Everyone loves his Deadpool movies. But look, they are going to make Deadpool R-rated. Do I know if Blade and Go? To me, R rating doesn't really improve a movie. It really is only just an add-on. So I'm not worried when it's not R-rated. But I will say it does hype me up a little more when a movie is R-rated, but just slightly. But all I am is really optimistic. I hope that they just make good movies. But yeah. And also, you can get away a lot with a lot of stuff on PG-13. Like, I mean, in a lot of action PG-13 movies, you get away with murder, you get away with killing, you get away with a lot of deaths. And so PG-13 movies do get away with a lot of things. But yeah. Like Deadpool, yeah. Streams late at SF. Only watch the first 2 or 3 hours when he's live, then I go to sleep. Yeah, Enosh has, out of all the content creators who I'm friends with like great people like Bell, Rhea, Max, Blinded Braille, RJ, and Enosh. Out of all the people, I'll admit Enosh makes the best streams, especially the way he starts off, the way he does more fun. And I do want to be like him someday. I do want to make streams like his because his streams are something I get hyped for. Especially the beginning, how it starts off, with all this music, all this pop, all this cool, and the people he invites are always interesting. But yeah, no lies detected. And then it says, I sometimes forget Zack Snyder's Justice League is R-rated. Yeah, look, I'll admit this right now. Zack Snyder's Justice League, while it is my favorite movie of all time, that movie is barely R-rated. Like, it's only a little bit R-rated. It's not like if you show that movie to a parent who doesn't let his kids watch R-rated, more than likely he's going to let his kids watch this movie because the movie is barely, sure, there's like a little bit of blood, but it's a quick scene. They say the F word twice. A lot of PG-13 movies say the F word. They say it once, but yeah. Sometimes the R rating is just to drop the F-bomb multiple times. Violence, nudity is still toned down. Let me actually say this. Birds of Prey is R-rated. You guys know I like R rating. I like Birds of Prey. Well, I also like R ratings, but Birds of Prey is a movie I like. But I'll admit, one of the stupidest things Warner Bros. Has done, or at least the filmmakers behind Birds of Prey, was make this movie R-rated. Because when you watch Birds of Prey, it feels like the R rating is unnecessary. But hold up. Give me a minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey felt so unnecessarily R rating that I always ask myself, why the heck was this movie R rated? You could have easily done this movie PG-13, because all they really did was, oh no, F word, F word, F word, oh, sex reference, haha, death. And there are movies that do need, like Deadpool benefits from R rating. You got movies like Blade who benefited from R ratings. But Birds of Prey, when you watch that movie, I'm thinking to myself, why is this R rating? And to me, ultimately, it was one of the dumbest decisions I've seen in Hollywood history, where this character, Harley Quinn, who a lot of girls, like younger girls, like, all of a sudden now they're not allowed to go watch that movie because they're not old enough to see R rated movies. And I remember I went opening day, I went Thursday. And on Thursdays, and this was before the pandemic, on Thursdays, movies are packed. But I went there and there was literally only like 4 people there. And I'm like, I like Birds of Prey. I like Birds of Prey. I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's the best Margot Robbie Harley Quinn performance. But that movie felt so unnecessarily R rating that I'm telling myself, wait, their whole promotion was, oh my God, Harley says fuck. Oh my God, she says the F word. Oh no. It's so funny. Hey, kiddies, look, we say the F word. Haha, look, the dead and murder. Haha, sex. Haha. And I'm thinking, I watched that movie and I'm like, you could have easily censored this stuff and you would have made a little more money. Probably not a lot, but you still would have made a little more money. But well, I feel like they, especially Disney, can make mature stories of characters unless they're already. I mean, you could still do mature stories. And look, I do think they can be more mature, but to me, a story doesn't have to be more mature. It can be immature in a certain way. It doesn't have to be mature. To me, R rating doesn't improve a movie, but there are definitely movies that can benefit, like Deadpool, Blade. But you can also get away with PG-13 a lot. But to me, it's just we wait for the movie to come out. But yeah. Well, an R rating improved the Venom movie franchise. Or no, not really. If that was blood and gore, it really wouldn't have improved the Venom movie. Look, I'm not a big fan of the first Venom movie. I didn't really like it that much. I do really enjoy Venom Let There Be Carnage. I had a lot of fun with it. In fact, I think 2 weeks ago, I was able to get a Blu-ray and DVD copy of Venom Let There Be Carnage. Do I think those movies would have been better R rating? No, but I wouldn't have minded if they did. And to me, and like if Venom was R rating, it would have still been to me, really only go R rating if your story absolutely needs it. Like for example, if Endgame was R rating, it would seem silly. There are some movies that, like Deadpool, if Deadpool wasn't R rating, then it probably wouldn't have benefited, because Deadpool is kind of like an edgy humor kind of character that kind of requires you to have an R rating. But there are also a lot of stories that don't require it and don't feel like they need it. But then, like for example, I don't think the Matrix movies needed to be R. Wait, are they R rating? Actually, how am I forgetting this? Matrix is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. Matrix. I'm pretty sure it was R rating. R rating. Yeah, the Matrix movies are R rated. I forgot about that. Those movies didn't even have to be. They could have easily had like a censored moment of them. You know, they could have censored themselves, and they still. I mean, I like. It's kind of like Zack Snyder's Justice League, where to me it didn't feel R rating at all. Some movies feel R rating, some movies don't. James Gunn's Suicide Squad definitely could have been PG-13, but I do think that movie could have also been PG-13. I'll say that right now. I do think it benefited from R rating, but I do think PG-13 still would have made the movie good. I still think it would have been good. But yeah, most definitely that, and the unrated rating as well. To me, ratings don't really matter unless the story really, really requires it. Yeah, Birds of Prey was just hey, understandable. I understand a lot of people don't like Birds of Prey. I actually, you know what? I noticed something. I don't think I've ever seen the Birds of Prey Rotten Tomatoes. I actually want to see what it is. Birds of Prey rating. I actually don't think I've ever seen the Birds of Prey. Rotten Tomatoes. I always forget that the full name for Birds of Prey is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of the One True Harley Quinn. Let's actually see these ratings. What are the reviews for Birds of Prey? 79% on the critics scores and 78% on the audience scores. That's actually pretty good. I actually expected it to be worse. But yeah. Next comment. I actually didn't expect that. That's actually really good. That's a really good rating. But yeah. I feel like Warner Bros. Making a movie for an audience that doesn't exist. And while I like Birds of Prey, I'll admit one of the issues was the movie felt like, who was this movie for? Because Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad was established to be loved by young girls, like teenagers, 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old girls who love Harley Quinn, but they aren't allowed to watch this movie. So it felt silly in a way. It felt like weird. And I know Harley Quinn animated series, I know that's TV mature, but still, that show it felt like it had an audience. When I watched Birds of Prey, it felt like a kid's movie that just so happened to say the F word. Like, I'm serious when I say that. It felt like a kid's movie that so happened to say the F word. And I like Birds of Prey, but I'll admit that's the stupidest decision I've ever, because Birds of Prey to me would have benefited massively from PG-13. But yeah. Yep, Matrix trilogy was R-rated. I don't know how I forgot that. Matrix is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. But yeah, Birds of Prey. I am surprised at that. I genuinely didn't expect that. I did not expect Birds of Prey to have such a high, even though I like Birds of Prey. I am probably the biggest Birds of Prey fan you'll ever meet. And yet I was surprised at this score. I'm very surprised. I'll admit that. Facts on Birds of Prey. Yeah, I think that movie shouldn't have been R-rated, because to me, no benefits at all, besides maybe like 2 or 3 people or 2 or 3 kids who were able to sneak in and just not care. By the way, let me actually tell you guys a fun fact. So I know a lot of theaters will check your ID for R-rated movies, like at an AMC or at a Cinemark. So I have this local theater. So this theater I go to, that's like 10 minutes away from me, I don't go to it. They don't have IMAX, so I'll often go to like an AMC that's like 20 minutes away from me if I want to go watch a movie on IMAX. But there's this theater that's like 10 minutes away from me. And in that theater, so this theater is I don't even want to say what the franchise it is, because then you would easily be able to find my address, or you'd be able to find my location. I don't want to risk that, but there's this theater that has very few there's very few franchises of this theater, and this theater doesn't care at all. I was literally 17 when I watched Joker movie, and I remember I whip out my ID, and literally the person at the front was, "Oh, we don't really care about that. Just go ahead. You already paid for your ticket." And I'm like, "That's good." And I remember I snuck in my little sister, who was like 16, to go watch the Suicide Squad. Or not snuck in. We went through the front. They didn't check your ID. It's crazy, because at AMC and Cinemark and all those theaters, I've had that happen. But in the theater close to me, they don't care about IDs. And it's funny. I guess it's because they're a local theater and they're like, we just want to make money. But so, Birds of Prey, how did it even make that? I don't know how. And I'm a fan of the movie. I like this movie. Oh my God, that's a terrible box office gross, 84.1 million. What was the budget? I wonder what the budget was. Like here, it says R rating, some sexual and drug material. Like, all those scenes felt so unnecessary to me. I think there was a quick scene where Harley snorts cocaine. And to me, all of it felt so unnecessary. Like, we're losing money making this R rated. I mean, sure, there are some movies that benefit from R rating, like Deadpool, but Birds of Prey, really? Like, I like this movie, but still, like, how did it even get that R rating? Shocking Rotten Tomato critics and audience scores for Birds. Yeah, I'm surprised that it has such a high score. I'm actually surprised. I genuinely thought that the score was going to be like 50% at least 50%, but that's actually a positive review. But yeah. I really thought I was the only person in the world that liked Birds of Prey. But yeah, what in the world? Well, yeah, man, I'm confused too. I'm really confused. Isaac's favorite DCEU movie is Birds of Prey. Oh, you got me, guys. Got me. got me red-handed. My favorite DC movie. You know what? The greatest movie of all time is Birds of Prey. We got to give it an Oscar. We got to give it an Oscar. We got to give it all the awards it deserves. Birds of Prey is the greatest freaking movie of all time. It is better than The Godfather. This is what, when Martin Scorsese said Marvel isn't cinema, this is what he meant. This is peak cinema. This is the finest cinema you'll ever see in the world. Like the scene where Harley snorts cocaine, that is beauty right there. That is cinema right there. That is the greatest scene ever made in film history. And I'm pretty sure that at film school, they show you that scene. They show you the scene of her fighting bad guys with a bat. They show you all that. They show you the scene where Cassandra Cain has to poop out the diamond. That is cinema right there. That is what Scorsese lived for. Scorsese, that is what he meant when he said Marvel. That's what Ridley Scott meant when he said that Marvel movies aren't very good. Or that's what Francis Ford Coppola meant when he said Marvel was ruining cinema, because they aren't having the pooping diamond scenes that Birds of Prey. I'm obviously joking, guys. I like Birds of Prey. Actually, you know what? Let me do my ranking let me do a ranking. Let me do a DCU ranking real quick. Let me do a DCU ranking, and then I'll end the stream off. You guys in the chat, you guys can go ahead and let me know what your ranking is of the DC. And I'm only going to do DCU movies, not DC movies in general, but yeah. Oh, I already did one. I already did them. Okay. Oh, I already had it. Hi, I had a tier list. Sorry guys, I want to reset it. Okay, reset. Reset. Why are we not resetting, man? 20 votes. We got 20 votes on the panel. Or not on the panel, on the poll, and it says 70% of you guys want the Snyderverse restored. That is cool. It's cool. But we're gonna be doing. Oh my god, my computer is acting slow. Okay, I'm about to read Always Remembers comment. Delete row. Yes. All right, I'm gonna do like a tier list. Okay, great. Maybe some of them are gonna be controversial. Okay, and there we go. Let me delete one more row. And there we go. Okay, now let me read Always Remembers comment. It says, all right, have you seen Return to Hogwarts on HBO Max? I have not, but I am planning on watching it later today. I'm not like the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I do really like the Harry Potter movies, especially Escape from Azkaban. I really love that movie. And I should probably watch it soon. But still, I'm going to be watching it sooner or later today. But always remember, if you've seen it, please let me know in the chat if you liked it. No mods all my mods left. Rhea is one of my mods. Geek Studios is one of my mods. None of them are here, and sadly, we have this weird spam. Hey, the good thing is I don't get that many viewers, so it's not a lot to worry about. But anyways, I got the tier list right here. Let me get the tier list right here. Okay. Oh, that's actually not a good frame. There we go. That's a better frame. So there's the tier. So there's trash. This is like the worst. There's and there's D. F means like it's bad, but it's not trash level yet. Then there's decent. Decent means it's okay, but yeah. Then there's like a decent means like good movie, not the best, but still pretty good. Then great means really good movie, and then best is like masterpiece level to me, something like that. Also, Rhea's back. Hey, Rhea. Right when I mention your name. Hello, good vibes. Good vibes. I had to do some work in house stuff. What's up? Virtual hug. Daniel Martin, Antonio. Oh, crap. But yeah, what's up, Rhea? Thank you for being here. I don't know if my name really just me saying your name. It's like the bat signal. I lit up a bat signal, and Rhea was like, "Oh, I gotta go on a chat or something like that." But yeah, Call Rhea's name and she shall appear. Kind of, oh my god, you gotta say Rhea's name 3 times. Rhea, and then turn around and she's back there with like a knife and then stabs you. I don't know, but I'm gonna do my quick. I don't think I've done a ranking of the DC. Let me just do a quick one. Let's go from trash and then to best. So let's look. My worst DC movie is Justice League. I hate that movie. Not even gonna explain why I hate it. I just hate it. Justice League is there. Then and also I'm gonna go from like least to best. So it's kind of like I am ranking them just in a tier form. So Justice League is to me the worst DCU movie. To me, it's a subjective opinion. I know we're all gonna disagree and agree, but yeah. Hold up. Okay, there we go. We're good. And then Wonder Woman 84, I put it at I didn't like Wonder Woman 84 that much. And surprisingly, even though I don't like Suicide Squad, I like it more than Wonder Woman 84, but I still don't like Suicide Squad. So put it there. Then next, after that, what movie do I put? Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey I put into decent, meaning, oh no, not great. Decent means I like it. Decent, you know what? I'm going to put decently good. Because decent kind of sounds negative. So, decently good. I like Birds of Prey, so I'll put it there. Shazam. Shazam's probably next up. I put Shazam in decently good, where I really, oh, crap. Come on, go here. Okay, I like it. I like it more than Birds of Prey. And I really like it, but it's not a movie I consider great. Then after that, I got Aquaman on great section. I really like that Aquaman movie. Aquaman's right there. Then after that, I'll put Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman, which I love that Wonder Woman movie a lot. Put it. These 2 sections right here, best and great, are movies that I love, by the way. So I put it there. Then after that, I put Man of Steel. To me, Man of Steel and Wonder Woman are at the same category of how much I like them. So there's that. Man of Steel is there. Now let's go to James Gunn Suicide Squad. It's at the best section. We're putting it there. I know a lot of people are going to get mad at me, but I love Suicide Squad that much. James Gunn Suicide Squad to me is that good. I love James Gunn Suicide Squad that much. Yeah, put it at the best section. And then Batman vs. Superman right here. I love Batman vs. Superman. And then I put my favorite movie of all time, Zack freaking Snyder's Justice League. There it is. That is my entire ranking. That is where I put everything. There's my ranking. At trash, I put Justice League. Then I have Wonder Woman 84 at Then I have Suicide Squad right there at Then at decently good, I got Birds of Prey. Now, these 3 movies here at the bottom are the only DCEU movies I don't like. Everything else I like. But then you got the decently good. You got Birds of Prey, Shazam. Then at great, I have Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Man of Steel. Then at best, I have James Gunn Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League. But yeah. Finally got some decent sleep. No. I'm just kidding. Well, the Suicide Squad to me is decent good. Hey, that's understandable. I can understand that Suicide Squad's not a movie for everyone. You know, it's all subjective, but I really liked it. The Suicide Squad's cool. Yeah, I really liked it. But yeah, stop screen. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's stream. I'm dying of dehydration. We've gone 2 hours and 20 minutes. That is impressive. Right now, my voice is dead, so I'm going to be drinking a lot of water while I'm off screen. We had a great stream. I want to thank everyone who was in the chat today. Tyran, Rhea, Alex, Antonio. Always remember Daniel, everyone on the chat. Thank you guys so much. And to all the members who are in the membership program, Pedro, Rhea, I forgot who the rest are. Thank you guys for joining the membership program. And to the rest of you guys, if you want to join the membership program, you can join now. It is 99 cents a month. There's a pinned comment in the comment section down below. And to the people who are here in the live and came in late, if you want to hear me discuss the topic, you can go in the first 50 minutes of the stream and you'll be able to hear me kind of rant about the whole topic. But thank you, everyone who was here in today's Multiverse of Movies stream. What are some comments? I mean, hashtag Isaac needs water. Yeah, man, I need the water. Oh, man, that squirted in my... I actually squirted a little too much. That's what she said. But Antonia says, oh well, great live. I don't know why so I have my phone right here. And I'm watching like the chat, especially when I go off, like when I go like when I switch screen, I need to check the chat still. I have it here, and I don't know why, but even when I'm here on the regular, like when I'm here on StreamYard, even then, I'm still looking at my phone comments. Like I'm literally just looking at this. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna do it for today's stream. Expect more content this week. I am gonna try uploading uploading daily content. So if subscribe, turn on the notification bells, smash the like button to help support the content. Join the membership program if you would like to. Actually, let's read the poll one last time. 21 votes. That's a nice amount. 67% of you guys want the Snyderverse restored, and 33% of you guys do not want Snyderverse restored. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. But yeah, this was a fun stream. One of the best streams I've done in quite some time. We've gone 2 hours and 21 minutes, man. But next time I am going to have to get a co-host. I'm going to need to get at least one person to help me just rest my vocals for some time at least. Because my throat, everything is very exhausting right now. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys like the stream. I'm going to try doing at least one stream a week just to kind of have more fun. And Daniel says, nice. We will return to your lives, Isaac. Thank you, Daniel Martin. Thank you for supporting this channel any way you can. Same thing with Antonio. Always remember, Rhea. I'm trying to put people's comments. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys on the next one. Comment anyone who watches the first 50 minutes, or you're watching the replay, please comment down below on the video and let me know your thoughts. I like having interesting conversations. I hope to see you guys next time. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Isaac the Film Geek, which I'm going to put here on the screen. Follow me there. Link in the description down below. Because I'm very active on Twitter. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys next time. And yeah, that's it. Let me at least put one clip. Let me put one clip.
I'm a superhero! I'm a motherfucking super...